The following is a Fox 31 sports presentation.
University of Colorado football. From Lewis Stadium in Stillwater, it's the University of Colorado Buffaloes versus the Oklahoma State University Cowboys. Today's game is brought to you by First Bank. For free checking and 24-hour telephone banking, call 237-5000. By your Denver area Honda dealers. By United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Leo Payne.
Good afternoon from Stillwater. Ron Zappolo along with Dave Lowe. For football, Dave, is CU ready to take on Oklahoma State, and I don't think you can overemphasize the importance of this ballgame.
Well, certainly very important. CU wants to take another step toward the national championship, and they're going to have to come out and play a good football game. Oklahoma State has improved during the course of the year, played much better offensively the last 2 weeks, and I think will provide a stiff challenge for the Buffs today.
Obviously, CU coming off 2 emotional wins 2 weeks ago back here in Oklahoma, last week against Nebraska. How do you avoid the letdown?
Well, I think it's natural to have somewhat of a letdown. The good thing about it is they're playing again for a national championship, so that in itself should be enough motivation to get this team ready to play.
And they're playing against the Big 8 Player of the Week, Mike Gundy, who not only has done it on the field, a big week last week, but if anybody needed to get CU up for the game, maybe Mike Gundy has done that.
Well, Mike Gundy made some remarks 3 years ago after he lost to CU in his freshman year, saying that that would never happen again. So far, he's been right, winning both his sophomore and junior campaign games, but a different story this year, and I can assure you CU is ready to test Mr. Gundy.
Should be a great day for football. Temperature in the low 80s. Stay with us. Colorado up next against Oklahoma State. Thanks.
If you're involved in an auto accident, don't take chances with just any repair shop. Insist on the ASE certified technicians at Perry & Terry Auto Body and Paint. Recognized by leading insurance companies for quality repair work. Women prefer Perry & Terry because of their honesty and superior workmanship. In our paint department, we use the best baked polyurethane enamel. Perry & Terry, quality work, competitive prices at 1612 Teller in Lakewood.
Central banks believe if you want to make a difference in Colorado's future, get involved.
I believe we make things better by starting at the core. Walking the streets, talking with the kids, and showing them love. You can't separate Colorado's future from these children. Personally, I laid my life on the line for them. You know, you just got to give them a chance to make something out of themselves.
Central banks, in business for Colorado.
You know me as a tough guy on the field, but off the field I've got a soft spot for people in need. That's why I'm the honorary chairman of the Sachem Project. My newest team, Supreme Subaru and Richards Mazda, are giving $100 for every new vehicle sold during the entire 1989 season. Here's a great opportunity for you to help thousands of people in need. So do what I did. Get your next new car or truck from Supreme Subaru or Richards Mazda.
Supreme Subaru and Richards Mazda, 1 mile west of I-25 at 104th.
How can you tell when someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem? Look for warning signs like mood swings, paranoia, anger, lies, despair, missed work, money problems. If you or someone you love is in trouble with drugs or alcohol, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Don't put it off. Call Charter Hospital of Denver now, 989-5000.
Just a perfect afternoon for football here in Stillwater. Temperature about 80 degrees. It is windy, as you see, 82 degrees. The winds anywhere from 18 to 25 miles per hour. So that may have, Dave, an effect on Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State passing game.
Well, we were down in the field, and although certainly the wind is going to be gusting, down there it's not nearly as bad. And I don't think, unless it gets a lot worse than it is, that it will affect either team's throwing.
Colorado this afternoon will be without tailback Eric Bieniemy. Of course, the broken bone in his legs a few weeks back. He made the trip to Oklahoma, but apparently was late for a practice this week, and for disciplinary reasons, Eric has been left behind. series history, as you see, this is the 32nd meeting. We are dead even, 15-15 and a draw. Of course, last year with Barry Sanders, the Heisman Trophy winner, Oklahoma State beat Colorado. In fact, they beat him the year before here in Stillwater, and that brings us back to the '86 game in which Mike Gundy lost and said after that game that as long as he was at Oklahoma State, he would never again lose to Colorado. Now, apparently, Dave, those remarks were supposed to be in private, but they got public, and it has been something that Oklahoma State has lived with throughout the last 3 years.
Well, I think if Bill McCartney needed anything, and you wouldn't think a team that, again, has a legitimate chance to play for the national championship wouldn't need a lot, but if they did, they certainly got a bit of motivation courtesy of Mike Gundy. And to his credit, he's made it stand up the last couple of years.
Kerry Blanchard is deep, ready to kick for Oklahoma State. We're underway from Stillwater. Nelson and Pritchard are deep. This one drives Nelson back out of the end zone. And Colorado will start on their 20. Defensively for Oklahoma State, it is Rayner, Colbert, Oliver, Satterwhite, Bright, Woolridge, and Sim Drain III up front. Their front seven. Drain has the distinction of being the leading tackler. Clark, Smith, Fleischman, and King are the defensive secondary. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Buffs. Hagan hands it off to Flannigan. J.J. has got 5 until he is stacked up by the middle of that Oklahoma State defensive line. So pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5. Colorado 9-0 for the first time. Only the 1923 team was 9-0, and only once has a Colorado team won 10 games in a season. That was back in 1971 when they went 10-2. Ball just across the 25, 2nd and a long 4. Hagan may be changing the play now at the line of scrimmage. He keeps it. Got a 1st down across the 30 out to the 32. Sim Drain the third again on the tackle. Pick up a 7. 1st down for Colorado.
Darian Hagan has such a spectacular year as a sophomore. When he comes to the line of scrimmage, about 80% of the time, he has 3 plays in mind, and he will audibilize to the one that he feels appropriate. That time you saw him change to the option play on the left side, and really has been a very composed player for a guy that hadn't had much playing time before this year.
1st and 10 from the 32. Hagan looking to throw for the first time. And it's incomplete. It fell a couple yards in front of Jeff Campbell. Can't overemphasize the importance of this game. I don't know if people understand, if Colorado were to lose and Nebraska at home were to beat Oklahoma and they finish tied, the Orange Bowl could pick either team.
Vitally important for CU to get off to a good start. Darian's had some problems throwing the ball the last 2 weeks due to some very good pressure by Oklahoma and especially Nebraska. Got to make sure you give him time to set his feet and get him off to a good start. He's been 4 of 16 the last 2 games throwing.
Nelson, the wide receiver, on 2nd and 10. Hagan's got it, runs the option. The pitch to Flannigan. No room for J.J. He's cut down at the 33. Bobby Rayner made the tackle, the left outside linebacker. Pickup of 1. It'll be 3rd and 9. Rayner, a sophomore from Idabel, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State's very young up front themselves. They've got, of the 7 down people, they've got 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and the 1 senior, Sim Drain. So a lot of good young talent on the field for both teams.
Big play early. 3rd down and 9. Play action. Hagan. Over the head of Jeff Campbell. It's 4th down. Mike Clark was on the coverage. And CU, after 1 first down, will have to punt. On comes the #1 punter in the nation, Tom Ruin. Ruin last week a big key to Colorado's success. 5 punts, averaging over 51 yards a punt.
Good job by the Cowboy defense and a very good job of dropping into the passing lane. Clark had a perfect opportunity to undercut the receiver and really nowhere to throw it for Darian Hagan.
Mike Clark back on his own 25. calling for the fair catch is Clark, and he makes it just outside the Oklahoma State 30. So the Cowboys will take over for the first time. Good field position. Mike Gundy, the Big 8 Offensive Player of the Week. 429 yards passing versus Kansas last week. The fullback is Wilson. The tailback is Gordon Hudson. He will get most of the work. And you see the offensive line. Defensively, for Colorado, Williams, Walker, Steed, Salavea, and McGee. Johnson, Jones, the secondary, McLuhan, Young, James, and David Gibbs. On first down, Gundy wants to throw. He's got Green out to the 40. That's a pickup of about 9. Make it 2nd down and 1.
Well, the Cowboy offense really has played extremely well the last 2 weeks, and mainly because of number 12. He's been throwing the ball much more effectively. He's had 5 touchdown passes in the last 2 games, 10 for the entire year. So they've picked it up a notch or two, and certainly for them, they've done it at the right time of the year.
2nd and 1 for Gundy. The handoff is to Wilson. He's got a first down. McGee makes the tackle, but Wilson's out to the 43. First down for Oklahoma State. Gundy, 126 of 224, over 56%. 1,694 yards, about to go over 2,000 for a 3rd straight year. 10 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions.
And again, as evidence of their effectiveness the last 2 games. Before those 2 games, Gundy had not completed more than 13 passes in any one game. He had 21 against Kansas and 27 completions against Missouri. So he's starting to certainly feel better in the latter stages of his senior campaign.
On 1st and 10 from the 43, this is Hudson. He's got room, and he's out to midfield before Chad Brown makes the tackle. A pickup of 7. 2nd and 3, and early on it seems that CU is a bit tentative. Hudson coming off a good performance.
Oklahoma State last year lost 2 starters that were all Big 8 performers off the offensive line. Actually, the entire offensive line graduated, so they've had to rebuild that front 5. Done a good job, again, as the season has progressed, but that's been one of the problems for Oklahoma State this year, blocking both the run and the pass.
2nd and 3 for the Cowboys. Here's Hudson. He's met by Steed, and he gets maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2. Joel Steed, who had a big game last week, made maybe, Dave, the defensive play of the game on that last drive by Nebraska.
Of course, it was 3rd and 4, and Godowski running the option. Steed broke past Jake Young and made the catch, or excuse me, made the tackle in the backfield. And, of course, the 4th down pass was incomplete, and Buffaloes were able to hang on.
That's number 17, Curtis Mayfield, checking in the game. He's their leading receiver, bottom of your screen there. 37 catches this year, 18 yards a catch. On 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys. The pitch, Hudson. It's going to be very close. Depends where they mark it. I think he may be a bit short.
A good job by Canavis McGee of getting off the block. Didn't quite get Hudson stopped, but he was able to slow him down enough that the rest of his teammates could come to the aid. I think you're going to be just about right on that. Looks to be a couple of feet short.
You have been
from our vantage point.
Thank you for giving me that credit. You have been the eagle eye all year. We will check it out. I think I'm right. Maybe a foot short.
That's a baby foot.
About a half a foot. So what do you do on the first big play of the game, 4th and a foot?
Oh, I think you go for it.
I think especially when you're 4 and 6, and this is really your bowl game, and you're trying to avoid you're 4 and 5, excuse me. You're trying to avoid a losing season. Pat Jones has never had a losing season here.
See, really no pressure on this 4th down conversion at all for Oklahoma State. As you mentioned, Ron, 4 and 5. They're playing the 2nd-ranked team in the country. They've got nothing to lose. And really, it's not a bad down for some sort of play-action pass. Fake Hudson into the line and dump it to somebody, or maybe look for the big play. Percentage-wise, you just want to get the first down. But in a situation like this late in the year, you never know what they'll run.
Need to get about half a foot. It's the quarterback sneak, and I believe that Gundy has it. Gundy, 189-pound senior out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. And he's got a first down. Just shy of the 45-yard line. 10:53 to go in this first quarter. In case you joined us late, CU took the opening kickoff. got one first down, and Hagan missed on a couple of passes. They punted down to the 30, and Oklahoma State has moved it to the Colorado 45. Pat Jones has posted 6 straight winning seasons here at Oklahoma State, coming off 2 wins on the road, 31-30 at Missouri and 37-24 at Kansas. So this is a team that has improved throughout the season. Play action. Gundy. He's got time. And it's incomplete. It's intended for Wilson.
Good job that time by Gibbs and McClellan, the 2 Buffalo cornerbacks, of making sure that they get their hands on those wide receivers and force them to the outside. That's what the defense calls. Worst thing they can do against a good passing team is to not get a chuck on those 2 outside guys, to let them get into the secondary free and work on those safeties without adjusting the route.
There is Pat Jones, an excellent record in his 6 years, and not a lot of love lost between McCartney and Jones if you listen to the comments between the 2.
2 very competitive guys, and Jones has had a great deal of success here, as Bill has this year.
Gundy looking for all of it, going deep for Mayfield. Incomplete. Check it was Jared Green. McClellan was there on the coverage. It's 3rd and 10. This may be, Dave, the battle of the T-shirts. Oklahoma State came out this week with T-shirts that said some things haven't changed.
Well, time will tell as to who's right. This ball's right on the money. It looks like Dave McClellan actually misjudges the ball, and Jared Green has it go right through his hands. A ball that you simply have to catch. McClellan with decent coverage at the last minute seemed to slow down a bit. And Mike Gundy right on the money from 45 yards away.
Speaking of T-shirts, Colorado came out for this trip with T-shirts that said, quote, "There will be no ambush" on 3rd and 10. Gundy trying to hit Hudson, and it's overthrown. And
that's a great job by Kanavis McGee, not only with the initial pressure, but then realizing that the Cowboys trying to set up a screen. McGee actually breaking toward the receiver in between Gundy and the receiver, and able to prevent that from being caught.
Kerry Blanchard punts and kicks. 4th leading punter, as you see in the Big 8, averaging almost 41 yards a punt. Jeff Campbell, maybe the hero of last week's game, with 2 big punt returns, 49 and 55 yards, is back on his 10. And they're kicking away from Campbell. That one is into the stands. 10:09 to go in this first quarter. We are scoreless at Lewis Field in Stillwater.
Come on up to Fox 31 Super Sunday Cinema for a red-hot day of fire breathers and mafia empires. Starting at 11, a sorcerer's apprentice finds himself the only one who can save the kingdom from a deadly dragon. Sir Ralph Richardson and Peter McNichol star in Dragon Slayer. Then at 1, the story of the Corleone family unfolds in a tale of corruption and murder, where family loyalty is the highest priority and breaking the rules is deadly. Marlon Brando leads an all-star cast in a special encore presentation of The Godfather. So watch for terrorized kingdoms and mafia kingpins on Fox 31 Super Sunday Cinema.
First Bank 24-hour banking, may I help you? Yes, we are offering a checking account that is absolutely free for a full year, plus a free box of checks and an ATM card.
That's right. Besides free checking, you get a First Bank ATM card with no annual fee the first year. We can open your new account right now.
Of course we're real people. We're here to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Free checking and 24-hour telephone banking. Only from First Bank. Call 237-5000.
In the 80s, Honda became known for its reliable, feature-filled cars.
You ready, Dad?
I love this car.
But today, the 90s begin with the new Geo Prism. The quality sedan with 16-valve performance, Prism is designed for years of carefree driving, with more of the features and little extras that make life easier. So you know you'll be friends for a long time. Get to know the new Geo Prism at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know you.
It's McRib time at McDonald's, y'all. Grilled pork and that sassy sauce. It's like a barbecue in a bun without the bones. Add fries and a Coke and you're talking chomp, but only for a limited time.
A good time, great taste.
Chomp of McDonald's.
Now McRib joins McDonald's other famous large sandwiches in the Big Five after 4. Just 99 cents each after 4 p.m. at participating Front Range McDonald's.
Well, it appears, Dave, that Oklahoma State's strategy will not be to allow Jeff Campbell to return the football. As that one was kicked out into the stands at the CU 18.
Well, I think because of the success Jeff Campbell's had returning punts, the rest of the CU opponents are going to be very wise and kick it out of bounds whenever possible. You just don't want to take a chance of having a guy break open a game with great ability as a return man.
Pritchard, Flannigan, and Kissick all behind Darian Hagan. Hagan keeps it across the 20, out to the 22. Brandon Colbert, number 91, made the tackle after a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Hagan is 5th in the league in rushing. He's 6th in the league in scoring. 2nd in the Big 8 for points responsible for with 90. And again, when you think of a guy that just steps into a situation, steps into a good team and makes them a great team, you have to marvel at what Darian Hagan's done in his sophomore year.
Speaking of Hagan, across the 25 to the 26. Hagan picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 2.
The one thing Pat Jones said about Hagan, he makes them a great team. They were already a good team. Makes quick decisions, which you have to as an option quarterback, and is not afraid to cut it back between the tackles. He's strong enough that he'll break arm tackles. You look at him when he's off the field, you'd say no way in the world can that kid hold up over a 10-game season as an option quarterback, but he is much stronger than he looks.
He doesn't take many direct hits, does he?
Kind of slippery.
3rd and 3. Here's the pitch. It's a bad one, and it's knocked down. Hagan is back on it at the 8-yard line. Colorado fortunate to come up with a ball, and they'll have to punt.
Well, sometimes you can guess as a defense, and you can anticipate when a pitch is going to come. That's exactly what Oklahoma State did. Hagan will ride the fullback inside. Now, there'll be somebody in the lane, and you can see as Mike Clark actually anticipates the pitch and almost gets 2 hands on it, which he could have returned for a touchdown had it not bounced.
I was going to say, Mike Clark nearly picked off the pitch. Ruin in his end zone. Mike Clark, the man of the hour, back at midfield.
Cowboys doing a lot of gambling on defense. Whenever a corner appears that quickly in an option sequence, you can bet that they're blitzing and really going after you.
Big rush on Ruin. He just did get it off. Not a deep punt, and Clark makes the fair catch at the Colorado 37. So a punt of only 30 yards by Ruin, and Oklahoma State has a little momentum.
Got to give the Cowboy defense a lot of credit for coming out with a great deal of intensity, much the same as they did 4 weeks ago when Nebraska was here in Stillwater. Defensively, they blitzed Nebraska's offense. They got after Godowski, and they hung in there, down only 4 points midway through the 3rd quarter before Gundy threw an interception. That's what Colorado will face today, and they're going to have to be able to hit some big throws to get those secondary people to back up a little.
Nice hole up the middle for Hudson, running strong. Hudson down to the CU 27. So Cecil Wilson, the fullback, check it, not Hudson, it was Wilson. Very close to a 1st down.
They haven't really been able to run the ball effectively this year when you compare to last year, of course, with Barry Sanders. But Hudson's the kind of back that will sneak in there and gain some positive yards just when you're anticipating Gundy throwing the ball.
So it's a 1st and 10. Actually, they're gonna mark. They're gonna measure to make sure it indeed is a 1st down. Looks like he's got it. 1st down. Ball at the Colorado 27. Wilson is 26. Hudson is 23. Bill McCartney is nervous.
Colorado going with 5 defensive backs in the early going, of course, trying to neutralize Mike Gundy's passing attack. You give away a little bit in the running game defense when you do.
It's a nice hole for Hudson. He's down to the 20. Thomas and Jones made the tackle, but a pickup of 7, 2nd and 3. Oklahoma State running the ball effectively.
And the Cowboys going to a no-huddle offense, I think, trying to limit the Buffaloes in their substitution. You can see Hudson again with big yards inside.
7.5 minutes and counting to go in his 1st quarter. Here's the pitch to Hudson. Hudson should have a 1st down as he's down near the 16. Chad Brown, Arthur Walker, and McGee all combined to make the stop. It'll be close to another Oklahoma State 1st down. And we've got a penalty holding on Oklahoma State. So wipe out the first down.
Of course, offensively, when you take over inside the 50, as we listen for the call, you have to make sure that you get points in that drive, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. And that's something that really has plagued the Cowboys this entire year. They've had 15 first and goal situations. They're not there yet, but they've scored only 7 touchdowns. You have to have that ability to punch the ball in and take advantage of any scoring opportunities that you're given, and they have been plagued by an inability to do that this year.
2nd and 10 for Gundy. Looks like he may run. He's down to the 20 before McGee makes the tackle. So he got 7. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Mike Gundy's had a bad knee most of the year. Pat Jones saying he's feeling better the last couple of weeks. Actually looks pretty good running the ball. Takes it down, picks up some yards, and gives his team a chance to pick up that first down.
They have to get to the 17. It's Hudson. He didn't get there. Jones, along with McGee, make the tackle. So it's 4th and 2. See what Pat Jones will do.
Well, for a team that likes to throw the ball, I believe he's going to kick. 3rd and 3 can look like 3rd and 33. It's just not easy to line up and run for 3 yards when you're used to pass protecting and throwing the football. That time Hudson met after only about a yard gain.
Todd Winbolt will hold it at the 25, a 35-yard attempt. And it is good. Oklahoma State scores first. Kerry Blanchard, a field goal from 35 yards out, so Oklahoma State takes the lead. 5:50 to go in this first quarter. Oklahoma State 3, Colorado nothing.
Leo Payne. Automotive Plaza. What's the best all-around car for Colorado? The 1990s Subaru Legacy from Leo Payne. Front-wheel drive and four-wheel drive performance with greater power than the Camry or the Accord. And Leo Payne has the best selection and service on Subaru Legacies, starting as low as $11,995. Leo Payne. For over 30 years, the dealer that cares.
Over the years, much has changed about the game. Today, the best in the business fly. And the airline that takes over 300 college and pro teams to their chosen field is United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Les Franklin works for IBM, but he hasn't been at his desk in more than 2 years. That's because he's on loan to the Governor's Job Training Office, where he develops programs that prepare people for jobs. Making do without him isn't easy, but without him, some people might not make it at all. Helping build job skills. It's one way IBM people working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
They get in the week. Kerry Blanchard with his 20th field goal this season, 20 for 26. Gives Oklahoma State the lead, and Blanchard kicks it about 8 yards deep, and Mike Pritchard will down it, and CU will start on their 20.
Important now for Colorado offensively to generate some first downs and to more or less get rid of the cobwebs. As you look at the scoring drive by Oklahoma State, not much yardage accumulated after a punt from the end zone. Defensively, Oklahoma State's done a good job initially, and Colorado is going to have to hit a couple of big throws to force that secondary into playing honest. You cannot allow the Cowboys to defend your option game with 7, 8, and 9 men without taking advantage.
Flannigan goes right up the middle. J.J. gets about 4. Pickup of 6, pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 4. Elmer Williams, number 96, freshman from Dallas, made the stop.
You know, Ron, as we talked about, for whatever the reason, CU, when they've had a great record, they have not fared very well here in Stillwater. 1972, they were ranked 2nd, came down the 4th game of the year, and met an Oklahoma State team that would lose 5 contests that year, and they were beaten 31-6.
Flannigan out to about the 28. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
Of course, as Bill McCartney would like to say, things have changed. J.J. Flannigan is close to picking up big yardage on this. Just pick his feet up a little bit right there. He's got the first down.
Cornell Cannon, number 8, made a nice open field tackle. 3rd and a couple as the crowd tries to get their defense to stiffen. Hagan practically hit the line of scrimmage and makes a big play. Got the first down out to the 38, where Mike Clark made the tackle. Hagan was nearly tackled before he could make the handoff.
How many times have you seen the great Oklahoma quarterbacks do just this? You think you have them. You're starting to cheer as someone breaks inside, and Satterwhite almost brings down Hagan, and yet we talked about his strength. At 185 pounds, he's strong enough to break arm tackles, and did it right there, making the first down.
Of course, 72, as Dave said, the CU came in here undefeated. 78, they came in 5-0, ranked 13th in the country. OSU was 0-5, and then CU got beat 24-20. Kissick is out to the 48. The 9-yard pickup. Be 2nd and 1. So Colorado starting to roll a little bit for the first time on their 3rd possession.
Well, the eye bone at times can be very deceptive. Good job by Hagan as he rides Kissick in, doesn't take it out, and Kissick is into the secondary before Oklahoma State can react. You never can forget your fullback, at least not too long. You've got to keep that defense honest. And every now and then you've got to give it to the guy who at other times is knocking folks down.
Here's Flannigan. He's got a first down as he bounces off tacklers down to the Oklahoma State 45. So pick up a 7, a first down for Colorado.
Good hard running by J.J. Flannigan. Most teams, when you look at this Colorado team offensively, and the defensive coordinators try to figure as to how we are going to stop them, they marvel at how many yards the Colorado backs make after the initial contact. The first defender gets to them. You saw J.J. with evidence right there.
Here's Kissick right up the middle, down to the 42, where Cornell Cannon, freshman strong safety, made the tackle. Pickup of 4, 2nd and 6, 3:15 to go in the quarter.
It's a trap play. You can see Darren Muhlenberg pull from his right guard spot. That's a play that they've run successfully in the last 2 weeks against both OU and Nebraska.
2nd down and 6 for the Buffs. There's a flag down as Kissick falls to about the 38. Flag came down immediately at the line of scrimmage. Looks to be on Colorado.
I think it'll be a dead ball foul as well.
And it is. The legal procedure will move him back to about the 46. As you look at today's officials, the veteran J.C. Louderback, our referee. So the first penalty of the day against Colorado. M.J. Nelson checks in. Jeff Campbell checks out on 2nd and 11. Hagan yet to complete a pass in a couple of attempts. Pritchard wide to the left. Hagan looks, and it throws it incomplete behind the tight end, John Parrott. Rod Smith, the free safety, was with Parrott, and it's 3rd and 11.
Rod Smith was an all Big 8 second-team performer last year, and really did a nice job of not being fooled by the delay fake, and jumped right on Parrott right away when he came across in the crossing route.
You see the 3rd down conversions today. Campbell, the lone wideout, and Hagan thrown for a loss back at the Colorado 49. Stacy Satterwhite, number 52, the sophomore, made the play, and Colorado will have to punt.
Well, Stacy Satterwhite is considered to be the best defensive lineman in his team. The last time he broke through, Hagan was able to break out of his grasp, but not that time. Good penetration. He got to Hagan before Darian could make a decision.
Tom Ruin looking to kick it out inside the 20. Takes a Colorado bounce backward, but a big bounce all the way back to the Oklahoma State 21. So in this first quarter, the ball is not bouncing CU's way. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Oklahoma State is out in front.
Wow.
Introducing Puffs Plus with aloe.
This is in the lotion. It has aloe in it? This little thing is in this. Pretty good. Pretty good.
We put aloe in the moisturizing lotion in new Puffs Plus, and it's unscented.
Puffs Plus is definitely less irritating than my normal tissue. It's nice. It's nice. It doesn't hurt.
My next sore nose belongs to Puffs Plus.
New Puffs Plus with aloe. First aid for your sore nose.
#1 lover. My boyfriend's #2 right now, I think.
And do you, Michael, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do. I mean, I think I do. I mean,
For everybody who has a tough time making up their mind, Village Inn introduces the Variety Stack. If you want to try new pancakes like double blueberry, or cinnamon apple with raisin, or maybe banana nut, or strawberry and whipped cream, or even whole wheat granola nut.
I do.
Then from now till this day forward, try all 5 new flavors with the Variety Stack at Village Inn. The decision for the indecisive.
Body talk.
Bill Crouch.
The language of love.
Ralph Shaw.
Emotion.
Empire.
Passion.
Mile High.
Exhilaration.
Frontier.
Ecstasy.
Metro.
Happiness.
Classic.
The 1990 Honda Accord 4-door sedan. Exclusively at your Denver area Honda dealers. You've got to drive it to believe it.
Ron Zapolo and Dave Logan back at Lewis Field at Stillwater, Oklahoma. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Oklahoma State out in front, 3-0. They have it for the 3rd time this afternoon. They'll start from their own 21. Gundy, the screen to Wilson. He gets a couple, but Canavis McGee snuffs it out and makes the tackle. Canavis McGee very active here in the early going.
And the Cowboys throwing a little bit of everything at CU so far early in the first quarter. That time a fake screen to the right. They screen back, and McGee and Michael Jones make a big play. Had a nice situation out there with 3 guys in front of the ball carrier, but McGee and Jones able to slice through.
2nd down and 8. Play action. Gundy right over the middle and complete to Curtis Mayfield. Out to the 41 where Gibbs makes the tackle. Another Oklahoma State first down. For Mayfield, his 38th catch of the year, averaging 18 yards per catch and 3 touchdowns.
Well, they run a tight end underneath to hold the linebackers close to the line of scrimmage, and Curtis Mayfield with about an 18-yard bend in. Nice throw by Gundy, nice catch by Curtis Mayfield, and Gibbs actually could have saved the touchdown with the ankle tackle. That's a throw that Gundy really has made in his 4 years here at Oklahoma State. One of his favorite patterns, that deep bend in.
Hudson, not very much. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Michael Jones was the man that hit Hudson. So there's no gain. 2nd down and 10.
Cowboys again with the no-huddle offense.
Gundy pitches it out to Hudson. Gets a block out to the 46. Alfred Williams ran him down with help from Tim James. They pick up a 5. It's 3rd and 5.
I'll tell you, Alfred Williams had a long way to run and managed to get there with Hudson, who's got pretty good speed. Cowboys right now trying to limit the substitution, but Colorado's been in the 5 defensive back set even on first down, so they're really not accomplishing a lot of things. They'll probably let the clock run down at the end of the first quarter.
That's exactly what it appears that Gundy will do, but now the referees have stopped it with 6 seconds left in the quarter. Hey, Pat Jones throwing the kitchen sink at the Buffs here in the first quarter. A little bit of everything.
That's what you do when you're 4 and 5 and you're playing a team that's ranked 2nd in the country. You can afford to do that way.
And now they let it run to 1 second, and the referees stop it again.
Well, they're probably enjoying this first quarter so much that they hate to see it run out.
And now the clock says 0, and that is the end of the first quarter. Rather bizarre end to an unusual first quarter. 1 quarter out of the way here in Stillwater. Oklahoma State 3 and Colorado nothing.
what's your first priority? Miss Crowley.
Well, I'm assuming there's product in the pipeline, so...
Assuming, Miss Crowley. Unfortunately, assuming doesn't feed the bulldog.
The top business schools prepare you for every eventuality you will ever encounter in the business world, except one, business travel. We've got that one covered. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
How can Miss Crowley's three-person sales force stay on top of her far-flung enterprise?
Colorado Indian Market starts Friday at Corrigan Hall in downtown Denver. A 3-day festival of Native American culture, music, dance, food, and great art. Meet hundreds of famous Indian artists showing their finest work, jewelry, paintings, pottery, fashions. Come enjoy the magic of market. Share ancient holiday traditions. All live, all real, all exciting. Colorado Indian Market starts November 17th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Denver's Corrigan Hall.
Outstanding values and great selection bring people to Century Chevrolet, and good, dependable service brings them back. Century's modern service department is staffed with professionals dedicated to servicing your car and getting the job done right the first time. Whether it's a new or used Chevrolet purchased at Century or another fine GM product, you can expect prompt service and your car ready when promised. Century Chevrolet, west of Sheridan on 120th and Broomfield, where you're treated like a neighbor.
About ready to start the second quarter. Oklahoma State has it. 3rd down and 5. The ball is on the 46. They have moved the ball more effectively than has CU in the first quarter. They've mixed it up well. They've run the hurry-up offense. Nice combination of rushing and passing, and they have the lead 3-0 on a 35-yard field goal by Kerry Blanchard.
Well, they're playing a team that has struggled this year, but they're also playing against a guy, as you see, number 12, who's had a great deal of success here in Stillwater. He is one of the outstanding quarterbacks in the country. Before the year, he's 25-7 as a starter. He's not used to losing many games. And Oklahoma State does not look at Colorado as they do Oklahoma and Nebraska. They haven't had much success, if any, against either the Sooners or the Cornhuskers. They've had, as you see, a great deal of success recently against this Colorado Buffalo team.
On 3rd and 5, Gundy got a first down to Mayfield and more. Only one man can catch him, and he won't. Touchdown. "55 yards on 3rd and 5. Mike Gundy to Curtis Mayfield."
Well, this is a terrific throw. 3-step drop. The timing, the key there. Gundy in that 3rd step, boom, the ball's gone. Mayfield breaks on the quick post before the safety can get to him, and you are not going to catch Curtis Mayfield from behind. He's the fastest player on the Cowboy club. Made a big, big play for the Cowboys.
Blanchard has the conversion. 14:52 to go in the first half. Oklahoma State 10, Colorado nothing.
The Giant. Leo Payne. Automotive Plaza. For a limited time, you can own, not lease, a new '89 Hyundai for just $49 a month with no money down. And Leo Payne has the largest selection. Get your best deal right now on a new '89 Hyundai Sonata for as low as $95.95, plus up to $1,000 factory cash rebates. Leo Payne. For over 30 years, the dealer that cares.
Gary Tesler here with the ultimate solution to stress. This is a swirl-away acrylic whirlpool bath, and it's on display right here in the showroom during Bell's Autumn Value Festival. For thousands of years, people all over the world have sought out hot, swirling water for their therapeutic value. Well, now it's yours in your own home with a swirl-away whirlpool bath. Choose from dozens of standard or custom colors. Come see them at Bell, serving Denver for over 60 years.
Start with the freshest, wholesome ingredients, then pile the cheese on the crust you can trust. And you've got an Old Chicago deep dish pizza. So bring your family and your friends, because the price is nice. Or enjoy the homemade pasta. Fresh linguine or fettuccine, smothered in our rich and savory sauces. Wouldn't a healthy helping down at Old Chicago taste good right now?
Oklahoma State out in front 10-0. Dave, you're Bill McCartney now. It's the second quarter. You're undefeated. What are you telling your players at this point before the game gets away?
Well, you have to tell them, hey, let's get up off our butt and let's go to work. They've created a monster in Stillwater, and that's exactly what they've done in the past. And give the Cowboys certainly a credit for coming out and establishing themselves. But it's time to live up to previous billing. If you're Colorado, let's get with it. And we know we can move the ball, but they've got to do it. You can't just talk it.
Blanchard, a very short kick to Nelson, who takes it at the 21 and is down at the 24.
Let's take a look at the pass. Mike Gundy, count the steps. 1, 2, 3. The third step is planted. Look at the throw at Mayfield between Michael Jones and before Tim James can get to him is long gone. After the play, you couldn't see. Mike Gundy ran by the CU bench and pointed his finger as he ran down the field, obviously elated with the throw and the start. 79 yards in 5 plays for the Cowboy touchdown.
Very cocky quarterback, but so far he has backed it up. From the 24, 1st and 10. Hagan looks. Now he'll run. He's hit and knocked down at the 26. Reuben Oliver, number 55, the nose tackle, a junior from New Orleans, made the play. Pickup of 2.
Of course, you'd like to move the football, but one thing you must do if you're Colorado is maintain your composure. You don't want to take any chances of turning the ball over and giving this team yet another opportunity. 10 points is certainly not an insurmountable lead. Colorado, the last 2 times they played Oklahoma State, has turned the football over 12 times, 6 times in each game. And those are the kinds of things that kill you.
And that's one thing Colorado has not done this year in this dream season is turn the football over. Here's Flannigan. Tripped up at the 30. Satterwhite, who is getting blocked by Coleman, got one hand out there and tripped up J.J. It'll be 3rd and 5. Of course, Bieniemy not on the trip.
Well, this had the look of something big when J.J. first gets it. Look at Satterwhite. What a great effort on the ground. He reaches up and snags Flanagan's foot with his right hand. Stacey Satterwhite. Oklahoma thought they had him in the fold. Decided not to go to Norman, and certainly is well liked here in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Made 2 or 3 big plays already. It's 3rd and a long 4 for the Buffs. Pritchard and Campbell wide to the bottom right. Hagan looking. He's got Campbell. First down as Jeff holds on at the Colorado 48. Fleischman, number 48, really gave Campbell a shot, but he held on.
Well, if you're going to win the Big 8 championship and you come to Stillwater down 10-0 with about 14 minutes to go in the second quarter and 3rd and 4, these are the kinds of throws and catches you have to make. And this thing is right on the money. Campbell had pushed Fleischman, the strong safety, off, had a nice cushion because of his speed, came back to the football, and that's a much-needed first down.
And the first completed pass on the afternoon for Colorado. Hagan gives it to Kissick. Eric running hard. Cannon tried to straighten him up and had a tough time doing so as Kissick takes it down to the 47, a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5.
I think that last throw shows how much confidence Bill McCartney has in Darian Hagan. I mean, he had not had 2 good weeks of throwing the football for a number of reasons, and yet 3rd and 4, McCartney doesn't panic and say, well, we can't throw it. Let's pound it up in there. Let's run the option. Let's not take any chances. They roll him out. He throws an 18-yard comeback and delivers it right on time.
Hagan looks to throw again.
Got him.
Long over the middle to Campbell. Got it. Campbell at the 9-yard line. First down, Colorado.
And as we said early, because of the defensive style of the Cowboys, there will be big play opportunities. If you're Colorado, you have to take advantage of them. Campbell is so wide open, has to wait for the ball as it hangs in the air a little bit. But Joe King, the cornerback, no chance to make up the ground necessary to get to Campbell before the ball. Those are the kinds of plays that if you're an option team, when you get in big games and they start creeping people up on you, boy, you got to hit them.
1st and goal for the Buffs. The ball just inside the 10. George Hemingway into the game for the first time. Flannigan, big hole, running hard down to the goal line. They'll mark it at the 1. An 8-yard pickup for J.J. Rod Smith, the free safety, saved for the time being the touchdown.
A lot is made of Eric Bieniemy and his strength. How about Flannigan's strength after the contact? Look at him drag. So you take Smith almost to the end zone. J.J. Flannigan really doing a nice job of running between the tackles and taking on people with those shoulder pads.
A yard away from a touchdown. Flannigan, easy touchdown. Smith hit him after he was already into the end zone.
Well, I dare say that you might not see a more important drive than what you just witnessed. Colorado doing a nice job taking it the length of the field, Flannigan up and over as he's met well in the end zone. And the Buffaloes had to answer in this particular situation, and they did.
Campbell will hold for Culbertson. Ken's kick is up and good. 11:29 to go in the first half. Colorado on the board. Oklahoma State 10 and Colorado 7.
Think you've heard it all? At Cherry Creek Dodge, we've had 10 years of great sales, but this is the big one, the sale of the decade. That means earth-shattering discounts, special financing, no payments till next year on over 900 new and used cars, trucks, and vans, $2,500 cash back for the holidays, the highest trade allowances, and unbelievable earth-shaking deals. It's a 10 on the Richter scale, and you can't afford to miss it, or you may go into aftershock. Now more than ever before, if I can't meet or beat any Bonafide deal, I'll give you the car. Come in and make me prove it. Cherry Creek Dodge Aurora.
Again and again, KG Menswear keeps you coming back. He's back for Levi's Dockers. Comfortable 100% cotton 12 pants, now value priced at $27.99. He's back for Levi's Action Slacks. They're machine washable and always good looking. Value priced from $24.99. KG keeps you coming back again and again and again and again. KG Menswear. Great clothes for everything you do.
Colorado skiers, now get even more for your money. Ski the Summit and get super savings all season long. Just get a Ski the Summit Club card. It's only $19.95 and it's especially designed for you.
You heard it right. When you join Ski the Summit Club, you get great ski values for the entire family, all season, for less than the cost of a single lift ticket.
With credit card ready, call 1-800-443-5500. This is a limited offer through November 19th.
Colorado, after one of their biggest scoring drives of the year, they used two big plays. The 3rd and 4 pass to Campbell for a first down, and the long pass to Campbell. Down to the 9, a couple of runs by J.J. Flannigan, and they were on the board with 11:29 to go in this first half. Rod Smith, number 45, and Ronnie Fisher, number 30, are deep. This is Smith. Out to about the 28. Chad Brown, along with David Brown, made the stop.
Good job by the CU offensive line of getting a surge. You can see George Hemingway with a block in the backfield and Flannigan with a relatively easy leap into the end zone. And as we told you, an important drive, 76 yards in 7 plays. 2 key throws by Hagan, both to Campbell.
So Gundy, who has had some success early, has a 1st and down at the 28. 1st and 10 at the 28. With time over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Vernon Brown, number 24. He just couldn't hang on.
Obviously, Oklahoma State wants to throw in 1st down, primarily because that time CU in a regular defense with 4 defensive backs. Now you bring 2 more in. You've got 6 DBs, and obviously going to make it tougher to throw. So you'll see the Cowboys throw a lot today on 1st down.
No huddle, as Oklahoma State has been doing here for much of this first half. Gundy lofts it out, incomplete. Michael Jones was the closest player to the football.
And Canavis McGee was the closest player to Mike Gundy as he wound up about 3 inches below the Adam's apple on the ground.
How do you get pressure on Gundy when he takes such a quick drop like that?
Well, it's tough. You have to play good defense. You have to anticipate them completing some throws and moving the football. The key is keeping them out of the end zone. Can't get frustrated if they get 1st down after 1st down, but you have to keep them out of the end zone. And so far this year, other teams have been able to do it.
3rd and 10, hands it off to Vernon Brown, and he will be at least 6 yards short. A rather unusual call there by Pat Jones, as the Cowboys will have to punt. So Colorado Forces a 3-and-out situation for Oklahoma State. Jeff Campbell back at his 35. Blanchard on to punt. Ooh, off the side of his foot and down right in midfield. So not a very good punt by Blanchard. 18-yard punt to be exact. Colorado takes over.
I bet if you went back and looked at all the teams that have suffered through subpar years, it'd be amazing to see how everything seems to deteriorate when you're going bad. You get a snap that maybe the holder can't get to on a field goal. You get a punt shanked 18 yards. You get somebody who drops one wide open. You fumble the ball and it doesn't bounce to you. It bounces to the other guys. And conversely, when things are going well, as they have for CU, you don't make many mistakes. They've lost only 6 fumbles the entire year.
Here's Flannigan on 1st and 10. Big hole for J.J. Twists, turns, breaks tackles. Finally brought down by Cornell Cannon at the Oklahoma State 24. 25-yard gain for J.J. Flannigan.
And what happens after the 18-yard punt? It comes 25 yards back at you as Flannigan does a good job of picking his spot. The offensive line with a good push, and Flannigan is into that secondary before most people can adjust. Breaks the tackle by Smith and gains an additional 6 or 7 yards.
Hagan keeps it, tries to turn the corner and does. Inside the 20 and out at the 18. To pick up a 6, it'll be 2nd and 4.
That's a case of running just as fast as I have to get away from a big fella. Brandon Colbert had the right idea, but at 6'3" and about 275 pounds, he just couldn't quite catch Hagan. The quarterback, you can feel him breathing down your neck, and you're saying, no way, big fella.
It's hard to catch Hagan no matter what size you are.
I guarantee you it's harder when you're 275 pounds.
2nd and a long 3. Flannigan got the first down. Down to about the 13. Sim Drain made the stop, but another Colorado first down.
Cowboys have had trouble the last few years defensively. They gave up over 250 yards on the ground per game last year. A little bit better this year, closer to the 200 mark. But when you have such a prolific offense as they've had in the past, sometimes defensively you can be lulled into a false sense of security. They got over 48 points a game last year.
From the 12-yard line, Hagan, a nice pitch to Flannigan. He's inside the 10 and down to the 7, where he's brought down by Sean Mackey.
This play is pretty well defensed, but a nice job of Hagan. Watch how long he waits to the last minute. He takes the hit. Flannigan cuts up underneath Perrick. He's trying to block Rod Smith, and one of the problems is you sit and wait for that pitch. You've got to fight off tight ends and offensive linemen that are blocking you. You see Smith just getting bowled over.
2nd and 5. Kissick, the fullback. Flannigan, the tailback. Flannigan hit right at the line of scrimmage. Charles Johnson now in the ball game. Have to wonder what's going on here, Dave.
Well, I'm not sure if there's a problem with Hagan.
Maybe his helmet,
equipment-wise, or physically. Saw him come off the field. He looks to be all right standing on the sideline, and Colorado's going to take a timeout and maybe try to get him back in the game.
Let's take a break. 8:27 to go in this first half. We'll return to Stillwater in just a minute.
We pick up their trailer at the chopper and grab those hostages before anybody knows we were there. What do you mean we?
It began as a rescue mission.
Knock, knock.
It became something else.
This thing is hunting us.
Now,
payback time.
They've got to find what cannot be seen.
We make a stand now, or there will be nobody left.
And kill what will not die.
Predator, Wednesday night at 7 on Fox 31.
In the world of sporty imports, there was Toyota, then Honda. But today, there's something new, Geo Storm. It's going to hit with an aggressive stance, an eager multi-port fuel-injected engine, and four-wheel independent suspension. Get to know the new Geo Storm. It's rolling in now. And it's just around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
I'm so glad we decided to move. I just love our new house.
Me too. You know, we should move our checking account to a more convenient bank.
You're right. But when are we going to find time?
Look here. 24-hour telephone banking from First Bank.
And what's this? Check us out checking account. Free checking.
And no minimum balance.
And no monthly service charges for a full year.
No, there's even a First Bank at our King Supers. Let's call that 24-hour number.
Hello, First Bank?
Darian Hagan back in the game. Looks okay. Apparently just had the wind knocked out of him. Missed the play, but he's back, and they need him on 3rd and 5. Need to get almost to the 1 for a first down. Hagan's got it. He's close to the end zone. Oh, he's in the end zone. Touchdown.
And I tell you, to use an old football cliche, folks, this is called wanting the end zone. Hagan with the option. It looks like it's going to get blown up in the backfield. He makes the decision and just goes for the goal line. Actually gets the football across, and just another example of what speed and quickness will give you from an option quarterback position.
So Hagan takes a breather for a play, comes back, and drives it into the end zone to give his team the lead for the first time today. Culbertson is good on the conversion, and Colorado takes the lead 14-10.
The second consecutive drive that Colorado has been able to gain a lot of yards and culminate both with touchdowns. The fake to Kissick, play designed to go outside, but Hagan cuts it up inside behind a good block by Eric Kissick and just lunges from about the 3-yard line across the goal line.
If Colorado can stop them here, they can really kind of take over control of the game.
Well, I know Bill McCartney wanted to establish himself offensively and get ahead so he could really force Gundy into almost assuredly throwing opportunities every down. Take away any opportunity to run the football, you can get a lot of pressure on Gundy, and you take away the chances of him nickeling and diming you to death because he's got to obviously catch up. Didn't work that way to start with, but CU has scored the last 2 times.
8:22 to go in this first half. Oklahoma State 22-point underdog, giving Colorado a battle.
49 yards in 6 plays after the 18-yard punt, and it only took him a couple of minutes.
Fisher, number 30, and Smith, 45, are deep, awaiting the kick of Culbertson on just a beautiful afternoon for football here in Stillwater. Fisher cuts in front of Smith at the goal line, and he's hog-tied at the 20. David Brown got him around the neck and knocked him down. So Oklahoma State starts from their 20.
And now the situation has reversed a bit. Colorado, with that possession when they were down 10-0, had to get something going. They did. They've scored the last 2 times, as we mentioned, and now Oklahoma State finds themselves behind for the first time in today's contest. Up to Gundy and company to see what they can do.
14-10 Colorado. From the 20, 1st and 10. This is Hudson. And McGee hit him immediately. Hudson falls across to about the 23. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Fine game so far for Kanavis McGee.
Really a chess game as Colorado again in their conventional defense with 4 defensive backs. You would think the Cowboys would try to exploit that with a passing game, but I'm sure Pat Jones saying, wait a minute, we can't let them dictate to us every time they have 4 backs we're going to throw. So you try to come out and gain a few yards on the ground on 1st down and then maybe mix the pass in later.
Green and Mayfield, the wideouts. Gundy getting pressured by Walker. And he throws that one away. Mayfield was the intended receiver. Arthur Walker had the pressure on Gundy. What did Gundy have to say this week? And I quote, "If we go out and play well on offense, don't make mistakes, and don't give up the big plays on defense, we will win."
Well, you could pen that up in any locker room before any game, and that probably would be true. Make big plays in offense, don't give them up on defense, and you got a pretty good chance to win. Good job that last play by Michael Jones as he locked right on Curtis Mayfield, the intended receiver, and Gundy had nowhere to go.
Robert Kirksey, number 14, now in the game as a wide out with Mayfield on 3rd and 6. Here comes the rush. And Williams has Gundy back at the 17. Arthur Walker really made the play by forcing Gundy back up the middle. And Oklahoma State will have to punt. Williams got the sack, but you can give Walker a big assist.
Well, those outside guys will tell you that the inside penetration is the most important. And you can see Arthur Walker forcing Gundy to the outside. And once he made him move, he was unable to look downfield and find an open receiver. He's trying to find somewhere to get down or simply to get out of the way. And that's, of course, what defensively you hope for every down.
Blanchard on to punt. Campbell is back at midfield. A better punt than last time, and Campbell makes the fair catch at midfield. So the last 2 times Oklahoma State has had it, they have not been able to get a first down, and Colorado has had it at midfield both times.
Well, this is an example of what happens when the offense and the defense work in concert. Defensively, you're keeping Oklahoma State pinned down. You're not giving them a first down, but more importantly, you're establishing good field position for your offense. And when you run the kind of offense Colorado does, when you work with a short field, invariably you score almost all the time.
Colorado from midfield. Here's Flannigan. Makes a move, but didn't get by. Mike Clark made a nice tackle after a pickup of 3 for Flannigan.
Little counter trade. You can see Muhlenberg and Vanderpool on the pull. Flannigan trying to juke outside, but a nice job by Mike Clark of maintaining that position and waiting for J.J. to come to him.
6:25 to go in the first half. Colorado out in front 14-10. They trailed 10-0. Up the middle, it's Hemingway running hard to the 45. Cornell Cannon, the strong safety freshman, hit him first. Then he got help. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
George Hemingway's a guy that when he's in the game, in place of Eric Kissick, they really like to give the football to. Bigger than Kissick, and maybe not quite the blocker that Eric Kissick is, but certainly able to carry the ball.
Colorado has to get just inside the Cowboy 40 for that first down. Hagan keeps it. Boy, it's going to be close depending on where they mark it. I think he's got enough.
He does have enough, and this is a prime example of patience in the option, and yet you're running as fast as you can run. Hagan comes down the line. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything, but he knows that he's got to continue to run the perimeter, and something will open up. And it did, and it's going to be enough for a first down, apparently.
And like any heady player, he knows exactly where he has to get.
The players, quarterbacks that don't have as much confidence as Darian Hagan does, on that particular play, let's take a look at it. We'll cut it up too soon. Now, he's already faked to the fullback. He's looking. All right, do I cut it up? No, I've got to keep on running. See him fake the ball in front of him, always able to pitch the ball. And sooner or later, if you run it correctly, you'll have that seam, that defense will open a little bit, and that's when you take it up. And he did.
And I wish we had a camera up here because you're really showing me physically exactly how I bet you ran that option at some point in your life.
I certainly didn't run it like this kid.
I mean, we'll have to do that some week here before we're done. Is great job of showing us how to run that option. Flannigan down inside the 35, the 33. Sim Drain made the stop. Local product, played here at Stillwater.
It's a great name for a linebacker,
Sim
isn't it?
Drain.
Sim Drain.
Leads the team in tackles.
Guys like Darian Hagan just wear you out defensively. You play it right. You hope that they make a wrong decision, and this kid just doesn't make many of them.
2nd down and 4. The ball is on the 33. 4:45 to go in the half. Hemingway inside the 30. Down to about the 27. And that should be another Colorado first down.
One of the keys offensively for CU in winning this game was to maintain control of the ball, sustain the drive, stay on the field, keep Gundy and company off the field. They've done it the last 3 drives. Nebraska ran 83 plays against this Oklahoma State Cowboy defense.
First and 10 from the 27. Hagan pitched to Matt Bell, and he's thrown for a loss. Rod Smith, the free safety, nails Bell back at the 31. A loss of 4. Be second and 14.
And of course, when you're playing an option team, important that your free safety is a good tackler. Rod Smith is one of the better tacklers on this team, and an advantage he has, he's 200 pounds. You'll see number 45 come into the line of view, and of course he's strong enough. Once he gets his hands on you, you're not going to be able to break too many tackles.
Flannigan back in the game after that one run by Bell. Hagan got a little something out of nothing as Darian's back to the 26. Todd Smith again all over the field making the tackle. Be third and about 9.
First, people look at the stats and say, hey, our free safety's making 15 to 18 tackles. And that's what should happen, though, in an option attack. Your free safety's a guy that you change up defensively. Sometimes you give him the pitch man. Sometimes you give him the quarterback. But he's always called upon to be the force guy, at least most of the time.
Nelson is the wide receiver. Hagan looking for Nelson. Touchdown! What a catch by M.J. Nelson.
I'll tell you, it was a good throw, but what an adjustment on the ball as M.J. Nelson. This thing looked like it was going to be thrown way too far to the inside of the field. Colorado comes out with the play action, hoping to freeze that free safety. And M.J. Nelson, who was flanked out wide to the right, simply runs by the corner. Here's the fake to Flannigan. Hagan, look at the adjustment of the ball. And what a fine catch. Kind of tough to see, but Nelson really had to adjust inside to the throw and made a terrific catch.
2 of Colorado's 3 touchdowns have come on third down. Hagan's run was a 3rd and 5. That touchdown was on 3rd and 9.
Well, the importance of having the ability to make the big play when you're a team that likes to run. If you can throw the ball effectively, not all the time, but just enough to make big plays, you're going to be successful. And then, of course, if you have guys like M.J. Nelson, terrific athletes that can adjust to throws that are not right on the money and come up with catches like that, it's going to be pretty tough to beat.
But Colorado, with 3:26 to go in the half, has completely turned this game around. If you joined us late, a field goal by Blanchard, a big 3rd down touchdown pass from Gundy to Mayfield, and it was 10-0. But Colorado striking quickly. Flannigan, a 1-yard touchdown run after big passes to Campbell. Hagan, a 6-yard touchdown run. And then Hagan, a 26-yard touchdown pass to M.J. Nelson. And Colorado has the lead, 21-10.
And now defensively, with an 11-point lead, you can do so many different things. You can blitz, you can go ahead and play a zone and rush 3, you can change up, and it'll be up to the Cowboy offense to try to generate a few things here before halftime. They'd love to go in and try to get some points, but they just need to take care of their passer and give him some time to throw the ball. He hasn't had that the last 2 times.
Short kick, and it's brought back by Oklahoma State to the 33. The up man there was Fleischman, and he took it back. So Oklahoma State, pretty good field position.
Scoring drive again, and the key, the figure on the left side, 49 yards. To give a team like Colorado a short field to work with, about 90% of the time, they will put some sort of points on the board.
And Colorado's 2 of their touchdowns have been 49-yard drives. The other one a 76-yard drive. Green and Mayfield are the wideouts. Ball is at the 34. Gundy will roll to his left. Here comes the pressure, and he's down. Alfred Williams got a hand on him, and he'll get credit for the sack back at the 26.
They run a stunt with Williams going inside. He forces Gundy. Watch Williams, bottom of your screen. Will go inside, but Salavea, number 99, will show on the outside. Forces Gundy to hold up. He can't get all the way outside. And as a defensive lineman, you love having the ability to run all sorts of games when you know your opponent has to throw the ball. And guys like Alfred Williams, the outside linebackers, I mean, they live for situations like this. Of course, Alfred Williams, when told about some of Mike Gundy's comments earlier in the week, it was kind of funny. He said, yeah, the last guy that talked about us wound up scoring 7 points. That was Jeff George of Illinois, who was quite vocal before the game about CU's defense, and he didn't think they had the ability to stop the Fighting Illini offense. Turned out they did quite well.
He didn't have much to say after that football game. So Colorado takes the timeout with 3 minutes even to go in the first half.
Mike Gundy over talking to the offensive coordinator, probably thinking, hey, I'd like to throw it, but do you think maybe we could run just a little bit so I can get these guys off me? Pretty tough to go back and throw when you've got an extremely active defense to deal with, and they know you got to go back and throw. Stands a pretty good chance to be the first quarterback in Big 8 history to have 2,000 yards passing in 3 different seasons.
He's 5 for 11 this afternoon. After that touchdown pass, in case you joined us late, to Mayfield, he ran down the field and pointed a finger at the CU bench. Of course, that was when he was up 10-0. Pat Jones, 4-1 versus Colorado. Bill McCartney, 5-1 versus Oklahoma State. But as Bill McCartney is wont to say, things have changed. Well, the Oklahoma State players were sporting T-shirts this week that said, some things never change.
Pat Jones was funny. He said, hey, we can make T-shirts. We've got a printer here in Stillwater. We'll just make us some of them T-shirts. CU has made up T-shirts the last 2 weeks, and, of course, they've been quite successful.
Gundy falls down, hands it off to Hudson, and he trips and falls to 26.
I think Gundy might get credit for his first tackle of the year. As he got his feet tangled up, and after giving it to Hudson, looked like he tripped Gerald. Mike Gundy, I think he was stepped on coming away from the line of scrimmage, actually hands it to him, and yes. Mike Gundy with the unassisted tackle.
Pete Surratt's the center. I think he's caught his ankle on the way back. So it's 3rd and 20. Ball's on the 24. 2:35 to go in this first half. Here comes the rush, and down goes Gundy. Canavis McGee got him at the 18. And Colorado is starting to get to Mike Gundy.
And you just can't underestimate what a pass rush can do when they know a quarterback has to throw. 3rd and 20, you bring in your nickel package, you play that deep zone, you give up the underneath pass, and you tell those 4 or 5 guys up front to go ahead and go after him. They rush Chad Brown to the outside, and they make sure Gundy stays in the pocket, and Colorado just feels they can get pressure on him with that interior rush.
Pretty tough to block McGee, Williams, and Walker. It really is for 60 minutes to effectively block those 3.
And then you have Joel Steet, who can apply pressure from the nose guard position, which is really a bonus to a defense. Nose tackles usually aren't asked to do that, but Steed's shown the ability so far.
So Colorado uses a couple of their timeouts. There's still 2:25 to go, and they should have it. Pretty good field position. If there was ever a game that Bill McCartney, not to say that he would, but if there was ever a game where he wanted to score a lot of points, this might be the game.
Yeah, I don't think Bill and Pat Jones are going to be going out before or after any of the games and socializing. 2 competitive people, and things have been said in the past. And frankly, Bill has not fared very well against Pat Jones, which makes you even more competitive.
Campbell is back at his own 48. Good punt by Blanchard. It drives Campbell all the way back inside the 30. He stepped out of bounds at the 33.
That punt looked like it was shot out of the jugs machine. One of those things that can go about 90 yards because it took off and actually was kicked well over the head of Jeff Campbell.
Blanchard, after a couple of poor punts, got off a good one. And the way Colorado's been moving, the Oklahoma State defense needs all the help it can get.
And now defensively, you really have to muster up a stand and keep Colorado from scoring any more points before halftime.
If you want to stay in the game, you're right. 2:16 to go. Colorado's out of timeouts. Flannigan, right up the middle, got to the 39. 6-yard pickup. Sim Drain made the tackle.
Play's been effective. The draw play, and Oklahoma State's done a nice job of trying to get people to the outside to take away the option attack. And when they do, and you get good inside blocking, you can see Satterwhite being taken inside by Vanderpool and also by Muhlenberg, and you give that back a good deal of yardage to play with.
2nd and 4. Hagan. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Pritchard. That stops the clock with 1:36 to go in the half. Colorado now with a 3rd and 4 from their own 39. Mike Pritchard, very personable young man. And he's had a host of big plays this year.
Been so many guys, both offensively and defensively, that have made big plays for Colorado. And that's the reason that they are ranked number 2 in the country.
Leuenberg at center on 3rd and 4. To Kissick. Smith makes the tackle, but Kissick's out to the 46, and that's a 1st down.
Well, option teams that can break the eye bone, so to speak, and throw in a straight drop back scheme are very dangerous. And this is an easy pass. Kissick with a choice pattern out of the backfield just runs out and forces that inside linebacker to move to cover him. Easy throw, easy catch.
Hagan throws to Parrick. He can't hang on at the Cowboy 48. 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped with 1:23 to go in the half.
And of course, a situation like this is invaluable experience for a team like Colorado. Force them to throw the ball. Your receivers are running routes. You're dealing with the clock. You've got a quarterback who's now dropping straight back and throwing it. And somewhere down the line, a situation like this will prove to be
beneficial.
Quite valuable to him, sure.
Nelson is in for Campbell. Hagan looking for Pritchard. He's got it. Mike's down at the 25. A Colorado 1st down. A pickup of 29 yards. Speaking of Mike Pritchard.
You hate to use too many superlatives, but what a throw this is. This thing is on the money. Look how many orange jerseys are around Pritchard. And it looked like Joe King, the cornerback, really could have made a play in the ball, but he actually just froze in his tracks.
1:12 to go in the half. Hagan throws this one away off the side wall. Nelson was in the area. 2nd and 10, 1:08 to go.
Of course, you now have plenty of timeouts, and with 68 seconds to go, they do have time to pretty much run any play from their offensive package.
They've scored 3 touchdowns the last 3 times they've had the ball. Campbell now checks in. Nelson comes out.
You know you're always in trouble when you see a bunch of defensive guys standing around with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, they're mad.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, they're upset.
They're frustrated. And they haven't been able to stop this team so far.
2nd and 10. Hagan. Not much room. Hagan is down at the 23. Satterwhite. Another nice play by the sophomore out of Welch, Oklahoma. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
And see you in the hurry-up offense, where they've called 2 plays in the huddle the previous time.
45 seconds. The clock is running. Hagan nearly intercepted by Mike Clark. He had a hand on it and knocked it down. He was looking for Campbell, and Culbertson will check in.
Same play as Kissick on the top of your screen in the choice pattern. Covered, and you can see a nice job by Clark as he gets inside. That really was not going to be an opportunity to get the ball to Campbell. Pretty good coverage by the Cowboys.
This will be a 40-yard attempt by Culbertson. Ten of 13 coming into the game. And this one is good. So CU capitalizes on that last drive, a 40-yard field goal. And they extend their margin to 24-10.
Pat Jones, I think, probably pleased that his defense was able to make a stand there and keep Colorado from scoring a touchdown. Equally important from the CU side to get points on the board, and when you have an offense and a defense that has played very well just look how the kicking game has performed the last couple of weeks.
And CU's got the confidence now that they can score just about any time they've got it.
Kenny Culbertson with a strong leg, and this one is close. As you can see, it'll edge right over the upright, but clearly inside.
35 seconds to go in the half. Bill McCartney breathing a little easier now after the first quarter was out of the way. Quarter that found Colorado behind 10-0. Of course, Colorado, one more regular season game next week at Manhattan. We'll be there, Dave. Have that one live.
Yes, indeedy. We do want to thank the people that got us to the game today.
Yeah, that's right.
As we were left more or less stranded. I'm certainly happy we made it.
Hitched a ride with some CU fans, and we want to thank them. As that one will be downed in the end zone by Jared Green, and Gundy will have 35 seconds if he chooses to use it. 8 plays, 67 yards. And they did it quickly.
And here's a situation where you might be better off just taking your club in the locker room, not making a mistake. You're only down 2 scores. That's how coaches think. We're certainly in the game, and let's just go ahead and lick our wounds and come back out in the third quarter.
Well, we'll see if Pat Jones decides to do just that. Looks like you're right. Here's Hudson. Got plenty of room. Out to the 37, a 17-yard pickup, and they'll stop the clock to move the chains. 27 seconds left. Now, do you...
Well, sure, now, I mean, you've got a good kicker. Maybe you take a crack at it and giving him an opportunity to kick.
Got 3 timeouts left. Gundy from the shotgun. And flags everywhere as Oklahoma State moved before the snap. I believe that's the first time they've gone from the shotgun today, and Colorado's rush may be a factor there.
Well, if things continue as they've been in the first half, you may see Mike Gundy in the shotgun quite a bit in the second half.
Brent Parker, number 29, checking in as the wind blows Dave Logan's notes right out of the booth. He has all halftime to regroup. He's got Mayfield.
Dropped the ball, didn't he?
And they'll call it incomplete. Check that. That was Robert Kirksey, number 14.
It looked like right before he went to the ground, it may have bounced out and nicked the ground.
So it's 2nd and 15, 8 seconds left in the half.
Take a look at it from the shotgun. Kirksey is open. Goes down on a knee to catch the ball, and pretty tough to see from that angle.
It's a draw play, which will be the final play. Ronnie Fisher takes it out to the 42, and that'll be the half. A good half for Colorado. Didn't start that way, but it turned out that way. Colorado scored 24 straight to take control of the game. We're at halftime. Colorado 24 and Oklahoma State 10.
It's Ford Truck Month. Time to unveil the new Mountain States Ford Bronco 2. Take Bronco 2, add XLT trim, sport wheels, luggage rack, swing away spare. This exclusive emblem, all for only $265 a month. Plus get free air and all this. Under $15,000 or only $265 a month. Only $265 a month. Mountain States Bronco 2's an extra allocation just for the West. Hurry to your Ford dealer during Truck Month.
How can you tell when someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem? Look for warning signs like mood swings, paranoia, anger, lies, despair, missed work, money problems. If you or someone you love is in trouble with drugs or alcohol, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Don't put it off. Call Charter Hospital of Denver now, 989-5000.
Body talk.
Bill Crouch.
The language of love.
Ralph Shaw.
Emotion.
Empire.
Passion.
Mile High.
Exhilaration.
Frontier.
Ecstasy.
Metro.
happiness.
Classic.
The 1990 Honda Accord 4-door sedan, exclusively at your Denver area Honda dealers. You've got to drive it to believe it.
Ron Zapolo and Dave Logan back at Lewis Field in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where the Buffs are out in front 24-10. They will kick off to Oklahoma State. And Dave, this may be, as you look at J.J. Flannigan's numbers, 87 yards in the first half, the biggest series of the game. If Colorado can stop Oklahoma State the way they did the last 3 times they had it in the first half, they may take all the momentum that Oklahoma State has left and just take it away.
Take a look at Gerald Hudson, who was banged up a little bit, 36 yards on 9 carries. And you're right, Cowboys obviously would love to come out and put some points on the board, but of paramount importance, they have got to move the football enough that even if they don't score, they can punt it away and make Colorado work on a long field. 2 of their touchdown drives have come inside of 50 yards, and you just can't give a good offensive team that kind of field position and expect to stay in the game.
Colorado has won 27 straight regular season games when they lead at halftime. We'll see if that holds up as Ronnie Fisher is out to about the 25. That's where Oklahoma State will open this second half with Mike Gundy at quarterback, and he was running for his life in that second quarter.
Cowboys had 140 yards of total offense in the first half, 53 of which came on the Curtis Mayfield touchdown catch. If you take that away, some 90 yards on 29 attempts and not much success
Gundy
against the CU defense.
Gundy, Dave, 5 of 12 in the first half for 88 yards, 1 touchdown, but sacked 3 times. As he throws over the middle to Curtis Mayfield. He's out to the Oklahoma State 47. That's a 22-yard gain and a first down.
And it's the second longest play of the day for Oklahoma State. Gundy does a nice job of buying himself some time. Mayfield comes from the right side of your screen and simply runs all the way across the field and gets in the line of vision of the quarterback, and you can see a nice hole for Curtis Mayfield.
Good pump fake by Gundy and threw off his right foot. Got the ball there. 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's the pitch to Hudson. Boy, Canavis McGee, who may be having his best all-around game of the year, snuffed that out after maybe a gain of 1.
But you don't think he sees that play in practice, do you?
Oh, once or twice.
The option play, reverse pivot. Tough to run an option when you're not an option team, and certainly tough to run it against a defense that, as we mentioned, sees it 5 times a week in practice. Every time I say Curtis Mayfield, I want to break into a rendition of Superfly.
That's right.
Would you join me if I decided to do that? Or?
It depends if the score holds up or not. Ask me in the 4th quarter. No gain. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Hudson. Into Colorado territory at the 48. Jones, along with Gibbs, made the stop. Pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
You can see the Cowboys' offensive strategy, quick passes, and run the ball a little bit. Let's take some pressure off number 12. Hudson looks like he's got a lot of room. Bounces to the outside, and there you see Michael Jones and David Gibbs staying in their proper defensive lanes and not allowing him to break the big play.
Hudson averaging 5.3 yards a carry on 150 carries this year. 3rd and 5. Gundy. Fine catch by Kirksey, but he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. They'll mark it just inside the 45. And they've got to get to the 43.
And once again, a 3-step drop. Let's get rid of the football before we get any pressure. Good throw. This is a long throw across the field. Doesn't go for much yardage.
Great
Terrific catch by Kirksey as he stretches out. And I believe the Cowboys will think about going for it here.
Oh, they're going to go for it. They got to get about 1.5 yards. They're down by 2 scores. We've got 12:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. They've got to get just inside the 43. Wilson and Hudson, the backs behind Gundy. CU shows blitz, and Gundy calls a timeout.
I tell you what happened. Bruce Young from free safety ran up into the line of scrimmage, and Gundy obviously didn't like the play, and I think wisely chose to call a timeout.
We'll take a break. We'll unravel this 4th down when we return to Stillwater.
First Bank 24-hour banking, may I help you? Yes, we are offering a checking account that is absolutely free for a full year, plus a free box of checks and an ATM
That's right.
card.
Besides free checking, you get a First Bank ATM card with no annual fee the first year. We can open your new account right now.
Of course we're real people. We're here to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Free checking and 24-hour telephone banking. Only from First Bank. Call 237-5000.
In the 80s, Honda became known for its reliable, feature-filled cars.
You ready, Dad?
I love this car.
But today, the 90s begin with the new Geo Prism. The quality sedan with 16-valve performance, Prism is designed for years of carefree driving, with more of the features and little extras that make life easier. So you know you'll be friends for a long time. Get to know the new Geo Prism at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know you.
Pop Secret makes fun times even more fun. So get in on the fun. Pop Secret. We live to pop. The secret's out. New Pop Secret Light. Half the fat, all the fun, all the taste. So lighten up with new Pop Secret Light.
Don't dare fall asleep,
Freddie's got him.
or you might wake up dead. They're fighting for their lives.
In the saddle again.
And they just might die trying. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors.
Tuesday night at 7 on Fox 31.
While we were away, unfortunately, Oklahoma State was called for delay of game, moved back 5 yards, had to punt, did so, down to the Colorado 22, which is where the Buffs will take over, 1st and 10.
I tell you, nice job by Jeff Campbell making a diving catch so as not to allow that ball to bounce.
Satterwhite nails Flannigan back at the 20. He's been their best defensive player. A 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
We mentioned Stacy Satterwhite, player of the year in the state of Oklahoma, highly recruited by the Oklahoma Sooners and others. About 275 pounds, very, very tough to block, active and good athlete up front.
11:39 to go in this third quarter. 24-10 Colorado. Kissick, Pritchard, and Flannigan are behind Darian Hagan. Hagan's got it. There's the pitch to Flannigan. Across the 25, out to the 30, and down at the 31. Jay Fleischman, the sophomore strong safety, made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and about 1.
Excuse me, Ron. J.J. Flannigan getting up and upset. He has a chance here to really break a big one. Hagan with the pitch. Now, Flannigan is going to try to duck inside the block by the wide receiver. There, he just gets knocked off his feet. And a pretty good tackle by Jay Fleischman, the strong safety. Had he been able to keep his feet there, lots of yardage in front of him.
3rd and 1, and Hagan looks like he's got enough for a Colorado 1st down. And he does. All Colorado wants to do now is keep the ball, work on the clock, and make 1st downs.
One of the keys that we talked about in the first half, the ability of the CU offense to sustain their drive, stay on the field, score points, and thus keep Mike Gundy and company off the field. They had the ball for over 19 minutes in the first half. And although Oklahoma State jumped out early, the Cowboys didn't have it much, I think, due to the Colorado defense and the ability of the offense to make 1st down after 1st down.
Hagan wants to throw. Now he's going to run. And down he goes to the 37. Fleischman gave him a shot there. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Wise beyond his years. As Darian Hagan gets to the outside, nothing open. Certainly a good idea to pull it down, but then realizing that he's not going to be able to make the big play. Actually, he tripped. I thought he had just gone down and avoided taking a big shot, but he got his feet tangled up a bit.
Darian Hagan, a certified Heisman Trophy candidate. Gives it to Flannigan. J.J. running hard. Hit at the 41 and bulls his way to the 44. That should be enough for a 1st down. That's for all the people that think Flannigan is not bulked up and doesn't run hard up the middle.
Here's a case where a guy just gets pinned in and really has no choice. Guys on each side, he just says, well, I'm going to take him on, lower my head, and you can see, as he is met in the hole by number 8, Cornell Cannon, and he took Cornell about 4 or 5 extra yards, didn't he?
Sure did. First down for the Buffs at the 44. Hagan with time, going deep. And the closest man to the ball was Mike Clark. Some sort of mix-up on the pattern as Mike Clark, number 1, was the man that was closest to the ball.
They tried to get Jeff Campbell to the post, but Campbell was contacted well down the field and actually changed his route after Hagan let the ball go. And I think that's what Darian Hagan was conversing with the official about.
Nothing more than an incomplete pass. Make it 2nd and 10 from the 44. 9:38 to go in this third quarter.
Although I tell you what it does, it makes those safeties stay back a little bit, a little bit more hesitant before they come up and play that run support.
Kissick. Not much there. Sean Mackey made the stop on Kissick at the 47. It's 3rd and 7. And the referees have stopped it as Oklahoma State has a man down, Sim Drain, their leading tackler. Looks like his right, excuse me, Dave, looks like his right leg as he is trying to run it off as he runs off the field.
Been the leading tackler the last couple of years, too, the only senior in the front 7. Defensively, I was going to say, this is right where you want an option team. 3rd and long. Of course, Colorado this year really has been quite proficient, and even this afternoon in 3rd down conversions.
We'll see what they come up with here. Campbell wide to the right. Hagan looking, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Parrick. John could not hold on at the 40, and Colorado, for the first time in a long time, will have to punt. It'll be Ruin's 4th punt of the afternoon. He punted the first 3 times Colorado had it. Colorado scored the next 4 times they had it. Mike Clark is back at the Oklahoma State 10. Ruin hits at the 8 and bounces into the end zone.
Ball goes into the end zone. Will come out to the 20.
So Oklahoma State will take it on their 20. Crowd tries to get the Cowboys back into it. They're only 2 touchdowns back.
And a big defensive stand right there. You allow your offense to come on the field, and of course 2 scores behind. As you mentioned, Ron, very much in the game. Gundy's got to try to get something going, and I would think you'll still see the short drops, quick passes, try to avoid that pass rush, an occasional draw, maybe a screen, and just kind of nickel and dime their way down the field. Colorado's made it clear defensively because of their alignment that it's going to be tough to get that long play to either Curtis Mayfield or Jared Green on the outside.
They've really had only one long play, the 55-yard touchdown pass to Mayfield early in the second quarter.
And that came on a short pass, really.
That it did. That gave them a 10-0 lead. It's been all Colorado since then. Of course, Dave Logan looks down this field with some nasty memories. You didn't have much success here either, did you?
We were 1-1. Came here in '72, ranked, as we mentioned, 2nd in the country, and my freshman year, and defeated 31-6, and we actually beat them my junior year here.
And then did you not get hurt your junior year?
Yes, I did.
Tore up your knee.
Tore it up and missed the basketball campaign, which may have been good news.
I was going to say, best thing that happened to Sox Walseth all year that year. Dave Logan missing the entire basketball campaign as Gundy throws it incomplete. Brent Parker was the intended receiver. Terry Johnson broke it up. Parker was not ready for the ball.
Johnson was. Good job of getting in that passing lane and almost had a chance to pick one off.
Marcellus Elder, number 97, in the ball game. Gary Howe, number 95, in the game. Second and 10. Nowhere to go. Hudson down at the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma State just can't move the football.
And Arthur Walker, again, in the midst of the Cowboy backfield, blows everything up, knocks the guards off, and the rest of his teammates await Hudson. Take a look at it from the right side. Look at Arthur Walker as he takes the right guard, knocks Scott Webb. Actually, that's Keith Roller, the right tackle, knocks him into the ball carrier. Walker's had a terrific year. Certainly will be an all-Big 8 first-team performer, and maybe we'll get some All-American consideration.
Here comes the rush. There's the screen, and Canavis McGee. Oh, he broke away, Fisher did from McGee, and got out to the 21, where Greg Thomas, number 27, made the tackle. McGee had him wrapped up back at the 15, but Fisher broke the tackle. Oklahoma State, nonetheless, will have to punt.
And again, credit to the CU defense, making big plays after those first 10 points. They have really settled in and have put good pressure on Gundy. They snuffed out the run, and they've completely dominated the line of scrimmage.
So Blanchard will punt it away. Campbell's back at his own 43. This one high and deep. Campbell smothered back at the 35. Rod Smith made the tackle on Campbell. 7:28 to go in this third quarter. Colorado 24, Oklahoma State 10.
The Giant. Leo Payne. Automotive Plaza. What's the best all-around car for Colorado? The 1990 Subaru Legacy from Leo Payne. Front-wheel drive and four-wheel drive performance with greater power than the Camry or the Accord. And Leo Payne has the best selection and service on Subaru Legacies, starting as low as $11,995. Leo Payne. For over 30 years, the dealer that cares.
Someone will lose, someone must win. Only the strong will survive. Through the tears and the pain, still the glory remains. You see the vision in sight, put yourself to the test. Be the best of the best.
Best of the best. Rated PG-13. Now playing at a theater near you.
What does it mean when Century Chevrolet talks about value? It means they understand used cars and will offer you full value for your trade-in. It means having an excellent selection of new Chevrolets in stock and a service department who knows how to care for your car. It also means a great price, like a 1990 Lumina starting at just $167 a month, or a new four-wheel drive S10 Blazer for only $199 per month. Great values and a neighborhood feeling. Century Chevrolet, west of Sheridan on 120th and Broomfield.
Colorado has it, 1st and 10 from their own 38. Campbell did a good job of holding on to that punt.
It's a dangerous place to be underneath that ball when you've got guys running down 100 miles an hour. Jeff chose not to fair catch it.
Hemingway runs hard across the 40 out to the 44. Cornell Cannon made the tackle.
But they've been successful today running the fullback, and George Hemingway just takes Cannon an extra 4 or 5 yards. Again, the primary reason to make sure those inside linebackers stand in there and play that fullback so they can't flow so easily to the outside option game. And good news for Cowboy fans, Sim Drain, the third, is back.
2nd down and 3 for Colorado. Hagan's got it. He'll keep it. He's got a 1st down and more. Mike Clark lassos Hagan down at the 40, but a 15-yard gain and a Colorado 1st down.
Well, 2 great plays almost simultaneously. Hagan with a quick decision stops, cuts back inside. Watch the job Clark does as he simply maintains his ground and waits for Hagan to make the move. He is the last guy between Hagan and the goal line, and when you've got a guy as jittery as Darian Hagan in an open field, you can get him down by yourself. That's a terrific job of defense.
1st and 10. Flannigan tripped up right away. Elmer Williams, the freshman from Dallas, brings J.J. down. They'll give him 1, Dave. 2nd and 9.
The one thing you saw last week against Nebraska, that instant penetration by the Cornhusker defense, you haven't seen much against Colorado today. Didn't do a good job fundamentally and had a lot of blown assignments up front offensively last week. I don't know that you've had that many this week.
M.J. Nelson brought the play in for Hagan. And here it is. Hand off to Hemingway. Nice hole. George is down to the 32. Pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. Sean Mackey again makes the tackle.
Of course, after Hagan breaks a nice run, those linebackers running like mad to the outside. Here comes Hemingway to the inside. You'll see him make a nice cutback. Nobody there. Everybody's been washed to the inside. You can see Sim Drain trying to fight with Joe Garton. Linebacker's nightmare is an option attack with a slippery quarterback and a fullback that weighs 230 pounds. You never know what you're going to get.
Brandon Colbert limped out for Oklahoma State. Hemingway's got it. He's got a first down and more. Smith makes the tackle at the 21.
Here's a pretty good idea of what we've been talking about. Right from the end zone, George Hemingway. Good job up front. You can see Garton knocking folks down, and number 96 gets knocked off his feet as well. Elmer Williams. Terrific job with a surge by the offensive line, and the big fella had plenty of room to run, and then he makes a little bit of room by himself.
1st and 10 from the 21. Colorado methodically moving down the field. Flannigan looks in, looks out, makes a nice run. Down to the 5 where Cornell Cannon saved a touchdown. A 16-yard gain, another Colorado first down. It's 1st and goal inside the 5.
And this is the kind of instinctive run that J.J. Flannigan has been able to produce after 4 years at the university. The play designed to go between the tackles. He dips outside, makes a cut there. Now watch this cut. Back inside as Mike Pritchard's blocking the corner. Tries to outrun 3 guys and then breaks it back to the inside. Flannigan has just been a terrific player this year and made several nice moves on that one play.
1st and goal. Michael Simmons, number 42 in the game. Hemingway.
George Hemingway.
Got about a yard, and that's it. 2nd and goal from the 3. 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Touchdown here, and I think this one will be safely put away. Would you agree?
Well, I'm not quite ready to say that, although I think most CU followers would feel pretty good with a
I think
21-point lead.
With the way Oklahoma State has struggled the last 2 quarters offensively. Hagan's got it, cuts it up, touchdown.
Hagan on the keeper for the touchdown.
Now, if I were you, I could sing right here because I think that one.
But the good news,
I'm not going to do that.
And you're not me. Darren Hagan pointing to the crowd, and I tell you, he makes it so tough on a defense. He stretches that defense. The perimeter has to run to the outside. Bill McCartney congratulating him. Gary Barnett, the quarterback coach. Good drive by Colorado.
3:57 to go in this 3rd quarter. Colorado now safely out in front, 31-10.
What's the best thing you can say about a convertible?
It's a LeBaron from Colorado Chrysler Plymouth from just $249 per month. We've got over 50 brand new convertibles in stock, and we'd rather sell them to you now than brush snow off them this winter. So get the dream convertible you've always wanted as low as $11,788. Or take your pick of 20 Grand Voyagers all at one price, just $15,888. And over 50 '89 convertibles at closeout prices.
See us now, Colorado Chrysler Plymouth, South Bend, Alameda, Aurora. Way to go, Colorado's Chrysler store.
Why do people choose Front Range Community College?
There's lots of reasons I came here. I really like the faculty, and the personal attention made the difference.
With a daughter in my life, I needed a college that was affordable. Front Range was my choice.
I've been to colleges where there's 400 students in a class. What I wanted was a school where students were treated like people.
I had 2 choices for the program I wanted. I could drive to Westminster, or I could drive to Los Angeles.
Make Front Range Community College your first choice. Call 466-8811.
Right now, during Isuzu's Take It to the Bank sale, generous factory cash is helping people save big bucks that they can take straight to the bank.
Hi, I'd like to make a deposit.
I love this bank. You never have to wait in line.
Right now, you could save big bucks on the Trooper during Isuzu's Take It to the Bank sale.
Colorado has now scored 31 straight points after falling behind 10-0. That drive, 8 plays, 63 yards. Culbertson. This is Smith from the goal line. Out to the 20. And about the 22 is as far as he'll go. Motley, along with David Brown, made the stop. Not much you can do if you're Oklahoma State at this point. You just haven't been able to move the ball the last 2 quarters, and now you're 3 touchdowns back.
Well, offensively, I think anybody that's ever been in this position that's played football, you're aware of the fact that you can't get them back all at once. You got to try to move down the field a little bit at a time, and first thing you have to do is just score the first time. That's been tough for Oklahoma State since the first quarter.
Gundy to Mayfield. Nice throw and a nice catch at the 35. That's a 13-yard gain and a first down. That's exactly what you were talking about. Don't try to get it back all at once. Just get first downs.
Well, that's a good throw. I think Dave McClellan thinks he has a chance to intercept it and just has the ball thrown over his head. McClellan had undercut that pattern, and the ball, instead of being right in the line, simply floated over his head, and a good catch and a good throw.
Hudson and Wilson behind Gundy. This is Hudson. Out to the 37. Johnson and Jones hit him first. He got a couple, 2nd and 8. 3:30 to go in this 3rd quarter. Robert Kirksey will come on in with a play. Checks in for Jared Green. Did you do that in Cleveland at all, bring plays in?
No, we signaled them in. Thankfully for wide receivers, you have to run enough as it is without running back and forth to the sideline. Get a little tired of that.
Gundy, the quick 3-step drop, looking deep, and he's got Mayfield. Nice throw again, and Mayfield's out at the 40. Another first down. 20-yard gain for Oklahoma State.
That 3-step drop again. 1, 2, 3. He stops the ball, delivered right on line, and Gibbs, although he got a pretty good chuck on Mayfield, just didn't hold him up enough, and of course that's a great throw as Mayfield just scampers out of bounds.
Gundy is 5 of 6 in the second half, 10 of 18 now for the game. That's 4 catches for Mayfield. Oklahoma State's best drive in a couple of quarters. Hudson to the 37. Michael Jones hit him first, and McGee finished him up.
Although they haven't been real successful with the draw, you have to throw it in there every now and then to keep people honest. Good job by Michael Jones getting off a block by Pete Surrey and doing what good linebackers do, maintaining that position and just hanging tough inside.
There's Wilson. Twisting, turning, down to about the 33. Howe in the middle of that stack. Be about 3rd and 3. 2:10 to go and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 31-10 Colorado.
Well, here you hope to get something obviously quick. 3rd and 3. Spread people out and try to pick up that first down.
Mayfield, Kirksey, and Green, the wide outs.
They sure haven't been successful running for the first down.
They're going to try it, and they're not going to do it. Gary Howe stacked him up at the 35.
See, I can't understand that call. I bet if they went back, and they certainly will, and looked at how many opportunities they've had to pick up first downs by running the ball, I'll bet 90% of the time they've been stuffed. You've got a guy that's had a little bit of success in this drive to run a lead play against this kind of defense when you haven't been able to run the ball all year is a tough call. Gary Howe doing a nice job, was actually right there to meet the ball carrier in the backfield.
4th and 5 for Oklahoma State. Quick pass, and Mayfield dropped it. A little slant. He was wide open and just couldn't hold on.
Well,
David Gibbs had a hand on him.
It's tough to catch the ball when you're not looking at it. Curtis Mayfield that time, I think, and he's been a terrific receiver, has got those eyes firmly fixed on the free safety. You can see his head right there as he's looking to Greg Thomas, and just took his eyes off a minute of that football and just was unable to hang on to it.
So the Cowboys turn it over on downs at the Colorado 35. Kissick running hard over the 40. Out to the 42 where Oliver made the stop. Junior nose tackle, but not after Kissick was able to get 7 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 3. 45 seconds to go in this third quarter. Flannigan, J.J. with room, and he's into Oklahoma State territory at the Cowboy 48. Pickup of 10 and a first down.
You know, if you put a tube of toothpaste on the ground and you jumped on it, J.J. Flannigan kind of runs that way. He just kind of squirts through the hole. He's got great vision, as most good tailbacks do, and if it's not going to be there on one side, the defense softens up on that weak side. Flannigan breaks it back, and before you know it, he's picked up 8 yards.
And he's given his team a first down at the 48. Here's Flannigan again, running hard inside the 40, down to the 39, where Cannon and Clark and Smith all combined to make the tackle. But a 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. A quarter that Colorado again dominated. We have played 3 quarters here at Stillwater. Colorado 31 and Oklahoma State 10.
Yeah, I sure can. We have just about hourly flights here.
6th of October, United flight number 725.
Sure, I'd be happy. I'll help you with that. And your flight number?
Arriving in Tokyo at 5:10 p.m.
Both animals are also confirmed. You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Business class.
But I think you're
In a world fraught with phone frustration, people who fly come to learn of a singular exception, where wishes are granted with efficiency and grace.
Delafria Stokowitsky? Is that with an I or a Y?
United Airlines. Come fly the friendly skies.
For almost 30 years, we've been delivering to you in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Sometimes we even arrive a little early. Well, next time, call us, because over 500,000 times tonight, we'll be driving home this hot, fresh fact. Nobody delivers better than Domino's Pizza.
Nobody.
It's Ford Truck Month. Time to unveil the new Mountain States Ford F-150. Take F-150. Add XLT trim, deluxe wheels, swing-away mirrors, sliding rear window, this exclusive emblem, and decal. Get air conditioning and all this equipment, plus the biggest standard engine and the biggest standard payload. And right now, save over $2,100. Save on super cabs, too. Mountain States F-150s, just for the West. Hurry to your Ford dealer during Truck Month.
15 minutes left here in Stillwater. Colorado comfortably out in front, 31-10. In a game that has been all Colorado since late in the first quarter, early second quarter.
I tell you, it really had all the makings of a great football game initially, as Cowboys scored twice and looked to be very much in the game, but Colorado with that key drive to get things going on offense. 3rd and 4, the 18-yard pass to Jeff Campbell, and from that point on, it seemed like they played with a great deal of confidence.
Colorado has it 2nd down and 1 on the Oklahoma State 39. Kissick, Simmons, and Flannigan. This is Kissick. He's got a first down. Cannon makes the stop at the 35. 4-yard gain and another Colorado first down.
Colorado in the third quarter with possession over 10 minutes, completely dominating that phase of the game, and course, without Gundy on the field, Cowboys have no chance to score, and that's what you want to do when you can rush the football. You just maintain control, and you just get first down after first down, and sooner or later you wear out most of your opponents.
Here's Michael Simmons. Nice hole. Simmons running hard down to the 23, where Smith makes the tackle, but that's a pickup of 12 and a first down.
Michael Simmons, a very versatile back, in place of Mike Pritchard. They put him in motion, and then they bring him back behind Mark Vanderpool. How'd you like to be the corner? Here comes Vanderpool at 305 pounds. Not much of a chance by Mike Clark, and Rod Smith, again at 200 pounds, having to necktie Michael Simmons.
Hagan runs the option, keeps it inside the 20. Cannon's got him at the 17. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Hagan certainly proving that he is a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. A sophomore has never won the Heisman Trophy.
Well, there's a first for everything. And I don't think anybody in America has distinguished themselves as the leading candidate for the award, even in the 10th week of the season. Hagan has just been a master at the option. Good block by Vanderpool. And again, safety's making a lot of tackles for the Cowboys.
And off to Flannigan. J.J. is down to the 15. It'll be 3rd and a couple. Hey, this crowd has just become silent.
Well, I think they came here somewhat expecting
a good ball game.
What they've seen. And then Oklahoma State jumped out to the lead, and they said, well, heck, wait a minute. Maybe we got a chance in this. And, of course, they've seen it go downhill, and what you have now is 40,000 plus basically sitting on their hands and saying what a great year they had last year.
Darren Muhlenberg is shaken up. You can see he's coming off the field. Colorado has done a great job this afternoon on 3rd downs. Russ Heasley, number 79, is in for Muhlenberg. Kissick. He's down to the 10. That should be enough. And it is another Colorado first down as Cannon again makes the stop. Eric Kissick, the senior from Overland Park, Kansas.
Been stopped for negative yardage 4 times in his 5-year career. That's pretty impressive from the fullback spot. And good job again up front. Nice job of Kissick sliding back to the weak side and picking up the first down.
1st and goal now. The ball is just inside the 10. Hagan running the option. Keeps it. Hit hard at the 7. Smith hit him first. Darian pops right back up. 2nd down and goal. Has gotten very quiet in here.
Ball down on the 7-yard line.
Not many people have left.
It's a nice day in Stillwater.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day in Stillwater.
Might as well stay outside.
See what Hagan comes up with on 2nd and goal. Big hole for Kissick. He's inside the 2. Mackey, along with Drain, stop Kissick. 3rd and goal.
Kissick threw a big hole. Sim Drain with the tackle. Fullback has played an important role today for CU.
11:55 and counting to go here in Stillwater.
You know, here's where you'd like, with Darian Hagan having a chance for the Heisman Trophy, to get him as many touchdowns as you possibly can. And I'll bet they run an option, and Hagan will keep if he can.
Gives it to Kissick. And Kissick is in for the touchdown.
Well, I guess I missed that one.
Well, you would have called Hagan's number.
I think I might have. Although, if it were a true option, of course, Hagan has to make a decision at the line of scrimmage as to who gets it. Looks like just a simple design play to give the fullback the ball. And that will be touchdown number 5.
A couple of oranges are now finding their way on the field as we have an official down on the field.
Well, let's hope he didn't get hit by an orange.
Some of the state police now making their way out onto the field to make sure that nothing else is thrown from the stands. .11:38 to go in the game. Colorado has just scored. They are up 37-10. Culbertson is on for the conversion. Let's take a break. We'll return to Stillwater in just a minute.
The Giant. Leo Payne. Automotive Plaza. For a limited time, you can own, not lease, a new '89 Hyundai for just $49 a month with no money down. And Leo Payne has the largest selection. Get your best deal right now on a new '89 Hyundai Sonata for as low as $95.95, plus up to $1,000 factory cash rebates. Leo Payne. For over 30 years, the dealer that cares.
Gary Tesler here with the ultimate solution to stress. This is a squirrel-away acrylic whirlpool bath, and it's on display right here in the showroom during Bell's Autumn Value Festival. For thousands of years, people all over the world have sought out hot, swirling water for their therapeutic value. Well, now it's yours in your own home with a swirl-away whirlpool bath. Choose from dozens of standard or custom colors. Come see him at Bell, serving Denver for over 60 years.
Official has been helped off the field and being attended to as Colorado still waiting to make good on their conversion. As the official, you can see Willie Weisbrook, the back judge, holding his right shoulder, it appears. They've got it iced already.
And or neck. Don't know if he was struck by an orange or just got caught up in the middle of the pile.
We'll take another break. 11:38 to go. Colorado now out in front, 38-10.
I like to be a doctor because I like helping people. I'd be an astronaut. I think outer space is neat. I want to be a movie star and act in movies. I'm going to have a mansion bigger than the world.
U.S. West employees volunteer their time to focus on youth so that inner city kids can hold on to the notion that anything is possible.
How can you tell when someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem? Look for warning signs like mood swings, paranoia, anger, lies, despair, missed work, money problems. If you or someone you love is in trouble with drugs or alcohol, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Don't put it off. Call Charter Hospital of Denver now, 989-5000.
It's the grandest grand opening sale ever at Deal & Doug's Grand Pontiac. Just in time for the holidays. We'll give you $1,800 cash back in a deal you can't refuse. Special low financing, no payments till next year. The highest trade allowances and over 200 new Pontiacs and over $1 million in used cars and trucks, backed by the best service anywhere. If you're ever going to buy a new used car, it's now at the all-new Grand Pontiac, 2000 West 104th Thornton. If I can't meet or beat any bonafide deal, I'll give you the car. It's worth the short drive. Come in and make me prove it. We want your business.
Cowboys, number 30, Ronnie Fisher, and number 9.
Franz Apollo and Dave Logan back at Lewis Field in Stillwater, where Colorado out in front, 38-10. I rest assured now that you think that will be enough for Colorado.
Yes, I think that that will do it. Of course, last year, Cowboys found themselves in a similar situation. They scored 41 points in 3 quarters against Colorado and Boulder.
Culbertson. This one down to Green, across the 20. Up the 25, fumbles the football. I think Colorado's got it. They do. It looks like David Brown was the one that came up with it.
I'll tell you, whoever coined the phrase, when it rains, it pours, had great insight into life, didn't he? Just seems like, again, when things go bad, they just continue to. Kissick the previous touchdown. And the Cowboys now have fumbled the ensuing kickoff. 65 yards, 11 plays, a little bit longer, almost 4.5 minutes.
Darian Hagan now out of the ball game. Charles Johnson, the backup quarterback, is now in as Matt Bell takes it across the 25 down to the 24. Johnson, 5'11", 165-pound sophomore out of Detroit. He's had a lot of time to play this year because Colorado's been out in front in so many ball games. Second team offensive line in there as well. Ariel Solomon, Russ Heasley, Neil Schlesinger, all in the ball game. Bell again, big hole inside the 20, runs hard down to the 17. Rod Smith on the bottom of that pile. Third and 1 for CU, 10:35 to go in the game. Johnson went for it himself. Appears to have enough.
Has to please you as a coach to be in a situation where you can give a lot of your kids a chance to play, especially when you're playing so well. You know, the guys practice hard. They practice certainly as hard as the starters, and not many times during the year do they get the opportunity. But they have this year. As you see Sean Embry in the game for the first time, too.
Wearing number 85. Greg Beekert recovered the fumble. It's a handoff to Bell again. Bounces outside. Uses the stiff arm, and finally will be run out at the 15. There'll be a gain of 1. And a flag down at the 14-yard line.
Well, we haven't had many flags today on either team. To tell you the truth, they actually threw the flag and hit Sim Drame in the middle of the back with it.
Preliminary signal, personal foul against Colorado.
Personal foul against CU will move it all the way back to the Colorado or the Oklahoma State 30. 15-yard penalty. Flannigan probably done for the day. 21 carries, 130 yards. Hagan presumably done for the day. 16 carries, 48 yards. This one is whistled dead before it starts as well. Colorado has all their second team people in there. Solomon, Gould, Schlesinger, Heasley up front. Embry the tight end. Johnson the quarterback.
This is why it's good to give your second team guys a chance to play so they can iron out a few of the mistakes that they don't have a chance to in practice. We've seen a couple of penalties, and somewhere down the line, most of these kids will get the opportunity to become starters, and you want them seasoned as much as possible.
Ball is back at the 35. Johnson cuts it inside the 30. Twisting, turning all the way down to the 23. 12-yard pickup. Rod Smith made the tackle.
Ball at the Cowboy 22.
I tell you, in that play, you could just take off that 4 and put a 3 on him, and looks a little bit like Darian Hagan. Again, both have the ability to make this cut right there. See him bounce back to the inside so quickly and actually all the way to the weak side. Nice little spin. Good to have a backup quarterback that is capable of running the option. You see Darian Hagan and his numbers for the day. 171 yards of total offense.
Second down and 15. Johnson thrown for a loss. Sean Mackey nails Johnson. They'll mark it at the 24, so it'll be third and about 17 after a 2-yard loss.
Tackle made by number 57, Sean Mackey.
8:45 to go and counting. Colorado about to go to 10-0.
They have never been 10-0.
Only the second time they've ever won 10 games in their 100-year history. There's some movement before the snap. Game has deteriorated a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
Tony Senna at fullback jumped a bit.
Illegal procedure, Colorado.
So Colorado has it pushed back to the 30.
Of course, you know, second team guys, they don't get off the hook either. There'll be some penalty laps given out, and it doesn't matter if you're getting in the game and you're 28 points ahead. You jump off sides or you commit a silly mistake, of course, you have to pay for it come Monday or Tuesday, and there'll be some guys running a few extra laps.
3rd and 23 for the Buffs. Reggie Collier takes it down to the 25 where Satterwhite, Dennis Collier, excuse me, made the
Ball carrier down on the
made the stop. So Culbertson comes on, and he'll try a field goal, a long one, of about 41 yards. Campbell will spot it at the 31. So the attempt will be 41 yards. And it is good. Ken Culbertson did it again. A 41-yard field goal. 7:29 to go in this ball game. Colorado 41, Oklahoma State 10.
You know me as a tough guy on the field, but off the field I've got a soft spot for people in need. That's why I'm the honorary chairman of the Sachem Project. My newest team, Supreme Subaru and Richards Mazda, are giving $100 for every new vehicle sold during the entire 1989 season. Here's a great opportunity for you to help thousands of people in need. So do what I did. Get your next new car or truck from Supreme Subaru or Richards Mazda.
Supreme Subaru and Richards Mazda, 1 mile west of I-25 at 104th.
Who would think to make a grilled chicken sandwich from a whole boneless breast fillet? Who would insist that it be grilled to sear in the natural juices, keeping it tasty and tender? Who would top it with fresh lettuce, tomato, and honey mustard? And who would serve it all up on a multi-grain bun?
Dave, that's who.
Come in and try the new grilled chicken fillet sandwich, now at Wendy's.
Again and again, KG Menswear keeps you coming back. He's back for Levi's Dockers. Comfortable 100% cotton 12 pants, now value priced at $27.99. He's back for Levi's Action Slacks. They're machine washable and always good looking. Value priced from $24.99. KG keeps you coming back again and again and again and again. KG Menswear. Great clothes for everything you do.
7:29 left in this one. I'm sure it'll fly right by, Dave, as Colorado has scored 41 straight points. And I got to be honest, I mean, I think they're handling Oklahoma State a little easier than I thought they would.
Well, I think a lot of people thought the Cowboys would present a challenge for them, and they did initially. It looked like it was going to be a terrific game, and I think once again, clearly the dominance. That's an ugly scoring drive, a -2 yards, 6 plays in 4 minutes, nevertheless culminating in a field goal by Kenny Culbertson. But the dominance up front and the great team speed the CU team enjoys is clearly evident here today.
This one comes down to Fisher. Across the 20. Out to the 29 where Elder, along with friends, makes the tackle. So Oklahoma State will start from their 29. Colorado will have almost exclusively second-team defensive people in there. And Mike Gundy is out. No, he's still in there. Excuse me, Mike Gundy.
And I tell you this, you've got a lot of first-team defensive players in the game. I see Arthur Walker, McGee,
James, Young,
Jones.
There are quite a few. Gundy. hits Mayfield into Colorado territory at the CU 49. Now, why do you think Bill McCartney is leaving so many first-team defensive people in there?
Well, I think probably he wants these first-team guys to get a chance to get after Mike Gundy a little bit.
You think so?
And I think a lot of the guys probably want to continue to play. It'll be fine unless, of course, one of them gets hurt. Gundy doing a nice job of stepping up, buying himself some time, and good catch by Mayfield. CU leads the Big 8 in points against, giving up about 13 per game, and, of course, they take a great deal of pride in that. And I think they just want to continue to keep Oklahoma State out of the end zone.
Michael Jones and Tim James both come out of the game now as he throws to Kirksey, and Kirksey's got it all the way down to the 35. Doug Atkins, number 19, made the stop. As there are now plenty of second-team defensive people in there. Greg Biekert, 53. Rob Hutchins, 43.
Nice job by Gundy, and the ball delivered right on time. Kirksey able to come up with it. Gundy really has impressive timing, and he usually is on time with the delivery. The ball rarely is late from this kid.
And off to Vernon Brown. He's got a big hole. Inside the 25, down to the 23, where Greg Thomas makes the stop on Brown. That's another Oklahoma State first down as they're moving right down the field.
The draw play again, little delayed draw with the fullback lead, and Brown breaks through. Thomas with the tackle around the ankles. There are some second teamers. Matter of fact, more second team guys in now defensively than at the outset of the drive.
Gundy completes it to Parker. Davis runs him out at the CU 15. Dwayne Davis, a freshman from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Brent Parker was injured. You can see October 21st against Nebraska, has not returned. Good hands. Guy that was an outstanding receiver in the state of California. Been injury plagued most of his career here in Stillwater. Gets necktied and thrown out of bounds.
On 2nd and 3 from the 15. Brown barely got back to the line of scrimmage. He bounced into his own man, Cecil Wilson, and that kind of ruined the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. 6 minutes to go in the game.
There's a name you'll be hearing a lot about in the next 3 or 4 years in Boulder, Marcellus Elder. The Earthquake, number 97. We were down in the field before the game, and he's a big one.
Yeah, he is.
I know where he got his nickname, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of big ones on CU. Wilson has a first down. Nice run inside the 5, down to the 3. Greg Thomas made the saving tackle. CU loaded with size, with speed.
Here's a guy that doesn't get many opportunities to carry the ball, and thus does a nice job of really keeping his legs pumping, driving toward the goal line. Is actually knocked about 3 yards closer. Cowboys trying to get a score.
1st and goal for Oklahoma State. Brown bouncing outside, runs out of his pad and gets down to the 1. Marcellus Elder and Motley were there to make the tackle. And we were talking on the plane last night coming out here. This unbelievably great season for CU. The reason you really have to enjoy it, they don't come along that often. Next year, Colorado loses very few seniors, but you just never know. And they got to play on the road at Texas, at Illinois, and you have to take advantage when you have the opportunity while you can.
Sure do.
Up and over the top is Gordon Hudson, or Gerald Hudson, for the touchdown.
Good job up front. Hudson just a little simple up and over. Pretty impressive drive, although the game obviously is over. But I'm sure Bill McCartney will tell his second line players, hey guys, we got to do better than that. He was not happy with their earlier performance in Seattle, in which the Huskies had 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns against that second unit. And to date, they've played much better.
Kerry Blanchard with the conversion. Colorado's lead is now 41-17. And we look forward to Manhattan, Kansas next week. And then the Orange Bowl. .439 to go here in Stillwater in a game that has been all Colorado from early in the second quarter. It has been one of those great seasons that I think as a player you can only dream about. If everything clicks, everything comes together, everything falls just right, and it's been that way for Colorado.
Of course, started out against Texas, a team that everybody thought would challenge the Bucs. I think CU was a 6-point favorite and beating the Longhorns 27-6. And from that point on, Darian Hagan early in that game with a 73-yard run, and I think clearly stating that the job was his and he was ready to step in on a full-time basis. And he's been one of the biggest differences. They've had great play from other players, but it all starts with that trigger man, and Buffaloes have a good one.
This one going way over the head of Pritchard and out of bounds. I think the game that out of the end zone, the game that put him on the map may have been the game at Washington. First road game, Washington highly ranked, and Colorado went in there and
of course
did the
first
job.
game after the tragic death of Sal Anessi
Right.
as well. Take a look at the Cowboy scoring drive, 71 yards, 8 plays in under 3 minutes to accomplish that. Mark Walters in the game for CU.
So Mark Walters at quarterback. Walters will keep it, and he's out to the 26, and there's a late hit on Cornell Cannon as Walters was clearly out of bounds.
You can see Pat Jones saying, don't shove him, just grab him and hold on to him, don't push him. That official threw that flag. It still may be up in the air. I mean, he let that baby go. You can see it. Walters, the nice ball fake. It's going to be out of bounds right here. Takes a little unnecessary shove, and of course that was flagged.
Senna takes it out to about the 43. I think that's Scott DeGole or Sean Mackey on the tackle.
Scott DeGole, usually a linebacker.
That's right. What's he doing in the game? He was in the game in the last series as a running back.
They've got guys switching units out there.
I think we saw, because I thought it was Senna wearing a different uniform. Apparently it is DeGole.
Of course, a linebacker's dream to play running back.
Here's Collier across the 45 to the 46.
I bet Alfred Williams and Canavis McGee would probably up next to Bill McCartney saying, Coach, what do you think?
Give me a shot.
Little fullback action for me.
Darian Hagan taking it easy on the sideline, signing a few autographs. That's when you know you've arrived, when you sign a few autographs in the fourth quarter of a game that your team is way out in front.
Well, they're used to doing that in this state.
Up the road a bit from here.
Yes.
3rd and 7, 3:20 to go in the ball game. Walters, little mix-up back here, and he throws. It's complete to Bowman, and John held on after a big hit from Mike Clark. That'll be enough for a first down.
That's one that you can see in motion, and hey, come get me. You're right by their sideline, so you don't want to act like you're hurt. You know he is hurt, and I think the ball gets sandwiched between the defender and Bowman. I mean, he gets whacked by Mike Clark. Knocked that ball right against his chest. Now, Bowman knows that, hey, I'm over here in enemy territory. I got to get up and act like I'm okay, but obviously he's stung a bit.
Bill McCartney gave him a pat in the back.
That's fine and dandy, but
Yeah,
Bill's on the sideline. That doesn't make you feel any better.
Bill took his shots when he played. He took his shots.
Bill was an offensive guard and linebacker, or a center. Only so many shots you can take down there.
Oh, Collier takes it to the 45. Hey, you play this game, you're going to take your shots, no matter where you are.
I think that's fair to say.
Of course, you're very prejudiced. I mean, you were a wide receiver. You feel the receivers, of course, take the most punishment.
Well, let me ask you, an observer, a long-time observer of football,
yes.
Would you not agree with me?
I hate to agree with you on anything, so it makes it tough. I think, yes, they probably do, but I think a quarterback can get hit just as viciously.
Well, sure, but not as many times, not as likely to happen.
I don't know. I agree with that. We'll talk about that in a minute as Walters keeps it himself, looks the pitch, makes a nice run inside the 34 before Cornell Cannon makes the stop.
Here's a case where a veteran quarterback has watched Darian Hagan, the sophomore, pull that off so many times. And, of course, they study film together. They watch things together. Walters, with a great deal of poise, always has that ball in front of him with two hands on it. Now, he wants to make the pitch. Again, he takes a peek. Where's that back? Now I'll just keep it this time.
I think a pro quarterback who throws 30, 35, 40 times a game is going to get hit just as much as a receiver.
He may get hit as much, but usually not the violent shots that at receiver you can take. You're not about to win this argument.
Hemingway is down to the 31. Well, we got to have something to kill these last 2 minutes here, and receivers do get hit a lot.
The Colorado band making the trip.
Yes, sounding in great form. Number one. That number one could become a reality here on New Year's Day, unless Notre Dame slips up and they get there earlier, which I think, David, is a distinct possibility. I'm not saying it's likely, but
stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I think, you know,
they've got two tough games.
They sure
at least
do.
One very tough game in Miami. They also play in Penn State.
Walters has some room, keeps it, and Joe King wraps him up at the 25. I don't think it would be a shock for anybody to lose to Miami down in Miami. And if that were the case, Colorado would go into the Orange Bowl as the #1 team in the country.
Hurricanes defensively, an excellent crew, and with Erickson back, replacing Toretta, they'll be able to score a few points, too.
$50 seconds to go in the game and counting. Matt Bell down to the 23. Colorado has played just about everybody who has made the trip. I can attest to that. In fact, if you want to
like that as a play-by-play guy,
I love that. Hey, listen, if you want to run down there and take a snap or two, they'd probably let you go on.
If I thought I could make it down there before 38 seconds elapse, I may give her a go.
Of course, you're a man of great confidence, telling me last night in the Oklahoma City airport you do believe you could last a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson.
Depending on how long the rounds were.
Here's Walters inside the 20. Nice run by Mark. Down to the 15. Where George Bright, #2, makes a tackle. That may be, thankfully, the final play of this game.
And you, of course, Bright, are saying that you would be my manager.
Yeah.
I don't see you want to jump in there.
No, thanks. That is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask that you...
Mike Gundy coming over to shake the hand of Darian Hagan. And there goes Bill McCartney. Well, it's becoming commonplace for Bill to get a ride off last couple of weeks. Colorado does it in impressive style, 41-17. We'll be back to Stillwater in just a minute.